Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a story about what if Deku was the elemental Warrio part 1. If you guys enjoy this what if and want to see part 2, comment down below and let me know before I start. Please do support for more awesome content and leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also share this video with your friends and check out the description in my playlist. The author of the story, Swiftdragoon from Wattpad. So let's start the video. Third person POV. Izuku Yagi, the son of the number 1 and 5 pro hero, All Might and Telepath. He also has a sister named Izumi. He had a good life until he was diagnosed to be quirkless, while his sister had a strong telekinesis quirk. Since then, his parents focus on Izumi and neglected Izuku, all because of a quirk. When the Bakugo twins, Todoroki twins, Momo, and Jiraiya heard from Izumi that Izuku was quirkless, all of them except for Katsuki felt bad for Izuku. Katsuki then planned to make Izuku's life miserable because he believes that Izuku shouldn't have a family or anything because he was weak. Since then, he convinced Katsumi, Izumi, and Shoto into bullying him, as well as his parents, after lying to them about Izuku bullying him. This happened for a while, with the teachers at the school not doing anything. The only ones that were there for him were Shoka, Momo, and Jiraiya, because the three care for who he is and actually had a crush on him. However, Momo and Jiraiya moved from Uzudafu because of their parents. Since then, it was hard for Izuku to stay positive even though he has Shoka there to support him. Time skip to 10-year-old Izuku. We see Izuku on the ground after getting beaten up by his tormentors once again, all because he still believes that he could be a hero. Shoka went to Izuku's side. Katsuki, you're useless, Deku. Izumi, I don't know why mom and dad decided to keep you. Shoto, you have no chance of becoming a hero without a quirk. Katsumi, just give it up, Deku. There's no chance for you to become a hero. Izumi, just drop the hero dream and think about something else. Izuku, no. I refuse to let my dream go. Katsuki, how many more times we have to tell you to just give up? Shoka, at least he has what it takes to become a hero, unlike you four. Katsumi, what did you say, half and half? Shoka, you heard me, human TNT. Katsuki, how about this, Deku? If you want to have a quirk so bad, take a swan dive and pray to God that you get one. Katsumi, Izumi, Shoto, in mind Katsuki, that's going too far. Izumi, let's go. As Izumi's groups left Izuku and Shoka by themselves, Izuku got himself up while Shoka was trying to comfort him. Shoka, I'm sorry about my brother. Izuku, it's not your fault, Shoka. Shoka, I know, but I could have done so much. Izuku, sighs, don't worry about it, Shoka. I'm planning on running away. This shocked Shoka with what Izuku said. Shoka, what? Izuku, Shoka, I'm sick and tired of all of this. I'm done with everything that happens. My parents neglect me in favor of my sister, and everyone bullies me, all because I don't have a quirk. Maybe I should do everyone a favor and leave. Shoka, if you're leaving, then I'm coming with you. Izuku, what? Shoka, Izuku, you're my friend. I want to be by your side no matter what. In mind, I love you, Zuzu. Izuku, are you sure? What about your parents? Shoka, I love them, but you're important to me as well. Izuku, what about your brother? Shoka, screw him. He's nothing to me now. He broke my trust. Izuku, I guess there's no convincing you to stay here. Shoka, nope. Izuku, sighs, all right. Let's leave tonight. Shoka. With that, Izuku and Shoka left the park, but little did they know, someone was spying on them. I can't believe Inko would do this to our son. Don't worry, son, I'll be there for you. Somewhere else in Uzudafu, Japan, we see a girl with pink and brown hair and eyes patching herself up after being abused once again by her mother. She was finishing patching up until she heard a knock on the door. Neo, sighs, who is it? It's me, little sis. Neo, come in. The door opened and revealed her brother, Roman Torchwick. A/N. In this EU, Roman and his family are successful business people. Roman, let me guess, Sheech did this again. Neo, just why do they do this to me? Roman, in all honesty, I wish I know myself. Neo, did they send you to get me to do something? Roman, nah. I came to check up on you. You're my sister after all. Neo, thank you, bro. All of a sudden he got a call. He answered it and it was his father. Roman, on the phone, what is it? 𝗵𝗃𝗲𝗺𝗺, on the phone, I need you to cover the manager's shift for tonight. Roman, on the phone, what? Why can't you do it? Don't you have anyone else besides me? 𝗵𝗃, on the phone, I don't have anyone else to step up to the task. Besides, I'm going to be busy with some stuff and I know that I could count on you. Roman, sighs, fine. 𝗵𝗃, on the phone, thank you, son. Roman, on the phone, bye. Hangs up 𝗵𝗃𝗧𝗟𝗘. Neo, what's wrong? Roman, apparently, father wants me to take the manager shift for tonight because he doesn't have anyone else and he said that he's going to be busy. Neo, I think he's lying. Roman, same here. I'll check up on you when I get home. Neo, okay. Roman left Neo's room, but little does he knows Neo was plan on running away. Time skip to night. With Izuku and Shoka, Izuku had his bag packed up. He's bringing his clothes, a pocket knife, and some money he took from his parents' drawer. He left a letter for them to read. Izuku, in mind, this is it. I hope you guys try not to find me. Izuku opened the window and left into the night. When he got into the entrance of his house, he saw Shoka waiting for him. Izuku, you ready? Shoka, yes. Both of them left Izuku's house and into the night, but little did they know, two people were watching them from afar. So that's your son? Number 2, yep. I was planning to take him away the legal way, but it seems that he decided to run away. Don't worry, Bucky, we'll make sure we treat him like family. Bucky, thanks, widow. With Neo got finished packing up her things. She packed up her clothes, some cash that her brother gave for her birthdays, and a switchblade. Before she left, she overheard her parents' conversation and pulled out her recorder. Beach Mom, did you do it? Beef, he's at work. Now we can get rid of that mistake. She's nothing but a disgrace to us. BF, she won't be seen again. I have some guys who would love to have her. Bim, now what should we tell Roman when he gets back? He'll surely ask about Neo's disappearance. Beef, leave that to me. Neo was said. She stopped the recording and put the recorder in her pocket and left through the window. She closed the window and ran off into the night. Neo, in mind, forgive me, Roman. I'll be back for you hopefully. Neo continued to run into the night as the screen fades into black. Third-person POV. Izuku and Shoka were currently walking in the city of 𝗵𝗃𝗧𝗏. Izuku, Shoka. Shoka, yes. Izuku, thank you for being there for me and accepting me for who I am. Shoka, of course. You're my friend Izuku. In mind, I hope we can be more than that. Izuku, hee. I know Yamamoe and Jiraiya moved, but they did care for me as well. Shoka, I just want to know as to why your former sister, the Bakugo twins, and my former brother decide to bully you. Izuku, in all honesty, I don't know, but I know it'll be a bull crp of an excuse. Shoka, I believe it. All of a sudden, Shoka bumped into a girl with pink and brown hair color and eyes. Shoka, I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention. It's my fault. I wasn't looking. Izuku here. Let me help you up. Izuku helped Neo up. Neo, thank you and I'm sorry for running into you. Shoka, it's fine. All of a sudden, Neo's stomach was growling. Izuku, you want to come with us and grab a bite to eat? Neo, okay. Many times skip the trio is currently at a cafe, eating and talking to one another. Izuku and Shoka. Surprised to hear that she dealt with the same thing as Izuku did and her parents were about to get rid of her. Izuku, at least you managed to escape before they got to you. Neo, you're right on that, but I'll miss my brother though. Izuku, don't worry. I'm sure you two will reunite. Neo, I hope so. Say, where are you two going? Izuku, anywhere besides my home. Neo, do you mind if I join you guys? Izuku, I don't mind. Shoka. Shoka, sure. Many times skip the trio are currently walking through the city and were heading to the docks. They heard from someone that there was a boat that was leaving to go to North America. They decided to go to North America and start their new lives. Eventually, they made it to the docks and were about to head on the ship until a gunshot passed through them. They turned around and saw it was Neo's former father and his gang. Thief, whoa. You caused me a lot of trouble to find you. Neo, why are you here? BF, isn't it obvious? I'm taking you to someone who would love to use you. Izuku, you're not taking her away. 𝗵𝗵𝗲 gang member. Oh, and what can you do? He didn't get to finish his sentence as Izuku threw his knife towards the gang member's stomach. BF, now you've done it, kid. Get them. The other gang members rushed towards Izuku and the others. They were overwhelmed by the gang members. Izuku was on the ground while gang member number 2 have his foot on Izuku's back while 𝗵𝗵𝗲 and 4 pin Neo and Shoka down. BF, to Izuku, you should have gave her to us, kid, while you had the chance. 𝗵𝗵𝗲, what you want to do with the girls? BF, I'll let you guys have your way with them. 𝗵𝗵𝗲, oh hell yeah. When Izuku heard that, something in him snapped. Izuku, weakly, leave them alone. BF, I didn't hear that. Say it again. Izuku, I said. Leave them alone. All of a sudden, Izuku bolted up and punched the gang member that was holding him and then ran towards Neo and Shoka and punched the guys who were holding them. Izuku had a menacing aura and his eyes changed color from green to red. Izuku, I won't let you get away with this. At this point, the BF was scared out of his mind and knows that he need to get of here. BF, that's enough of this. Do it. Kill them now. Gang members, yes sir. The BF left while the gang members had their weapons ready. 𝗵𝗵𝗲, come on guys. It's just one kid against 10 of us. What can he get? Izuku was moving fast and punched the guy in the stomach. One of them tried to hit Izuku with a crowbar, but Izuku grabbed the crowbar and sent electricity through it, causing the guy to get electrocuted and fell to the ground. Another one tried to stab Izuku with a sword, but Izuku parred it with a sword he created out of thin air and did a round kick to the guy. The rest of the guys were shaking and scared out of their minds as to what to do. They decided to run for their lives, but it was too late as Izuku summoned vines from the ground and ensnared all of them. Some tried to escape from it, but couldn't. Neo and Shoka saw that Izuku awakened his quirk and was surprised. Shoka, in mind Izuku. You've awakened your quirk. All of a sudden, Izuku passed out from using his quirk. Neo and Shoka went to Izuku to see if Izuku was okay. Shoka put her fingers on Izuku's neck and felt a pulse. Shoka, sigh in relief, he's okay. He just passed out. All of a sudden, 2 figures came to the group. Are you two okay? Shoka, we're fine sir. Number 2, what happened here? Shoka and Neo explained to them what happened to them. Okay, we'll give the crooks to the police, but for now we need to get your friend medical attention on the earpiece Tony, teleport Bucky and the 3 kids to the base in Tokyo. I'm heading to the police. Tony, on the earpiece Roger that cap. All of a sudden, Bucky, Shoka, Izuku, and Neo were engulfed in a light and teleported to the base in Tokyo. In Avengers base, Bucky, Shoka, Izuku, and Neo were inside the Avengers base and were greeted by Tony Stark. Tony, hey Bucky. This must be the kids. Bucky, indeed they are, but Izuku needs medical attention. Tony, is he hurt? Bucky, he's just unconscious for now. Shoka, wait a minute. How do you know Izuku? Bucky, I'll tell you guys about us in the morning, but for now you guys need to rest. Follow me. Bucky grabbed and carried Izuku while Shoka and Neo followed him. Many times skip. They arrived at the bedroom and saw 3 beds. Bucky, alright kids. Get some rest. We'll answer your questions in the morning. Bucky put Izuku in bed while Neo and Shoka go to their beds. Before Bucky left, Shoka said this. Shoka, thank you Mr. Bucky, no problem kid. Bucky left the room while Shoka and Neo was thinking about Izuku and him awakening his quirks. Shoka/Neo, in mind, thank you Izuku for being there. We'll be there for you. Third person POV. Izuku and Shoka were currently walking in the city of 𝗵𝗲𝗃. Izuku, Shoka. Shoka, yes. Izuku, thank you for being there for me and accepting me for who I am. Shoka, of course. You're my friend Izuku. In mind, I hope we can be more than that. Izuku, hee. I know 𝗵𝗵𝗲 moved, but they did care for me as well. Shoka, I just want to know as to why your former sister, the Bakugo twins, and my former brother decide to bully you. Izuku, in all honesty, I don't know, but I know it'll be a 𝗵𝗃𝗲 of an excuse. Shoka, I believe it. All of a sudden, Shoka bumped into a girl with pink and brown hair color and eyes. Shoka, I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention. It's my fault. I wasn't looking. Izuku here. Let me help you up. Izuku helped Neo up. Neo, thank you and I'm sorry for running into you. Shoka, it's fine. All of a sudden, Neo's stomach was growling. Izuku, you want to come with us and grab a bite to eat? Neo, okay. Many times Skip the trio is currently at a cafe, eating and talking to one another. Izuku and Shoka were surprised to hear that she dealt with the same thing as Izuku did and her parents were about to get rid of her. Izuku, at least you managed to escape before they got to you. Neo, you're right on that, but I'll miss my brother though. Izuku, don't worry. I'm sure you two will reunite. Neo, I hope so. Say, where are you two going? Izuku, anywhere besides my home. Neo, do you mind if I join you guys? Izuku, I don't mind. Shoka, sure. Many times Skip the trio are currently walking through the city and were heading to the docks. They heard from someone that there was a boat that was leaving to go to North America. They decided to go to North America and start their new lives. Eventually, they made it to the docks and were about to head on the ship until a gunshot passed through them. They turned around and saw it was Neo's former father and his gang. Thief, whoa. You caused me a lot of trouble to find you. Neo, why are you here? BF, isn't it obvious? I'm taking you to someone who would love to use you. Izuku, you're not taking her away. 𝗵𝗵𝗃 gang member. Oh, and what can you do? He didn't get to finish his sentence as Izuku threw his knife towards the gang member's stomach. BF, now you've done it, kid. Get them. The other gang members rushed towards Izuku and the others. They were overwhelmed by the gang members. Izuku was on the ground while gang member number 2 have his foot on Izuku's back while GM number 3 and 4 pin Neo and Shoka down. BF, to Izuku, you should have gave her to us, kid, while you had the chance. GM number 2, what you want to do with the girls? BF, I'll let you guys have your way with them. GM number 3, oh hell yeah. When Izuku heard that, something in him snapped. Izuku, weakly, leave them alone. BF, I didn't hear that. Say it again. Izuku, I said, leave them alone. All of a sudden, Izuku bolted up and punched the gang member that was holding him and then ran towards Neo and Shoka and punched the guys who were holding them. Izuku had a menacing aura and his eyes changed color from green to red. Izuku, I won't let you get away with this. At this point, the BF was scared out of his mind and knows that he need to get of here. BF, that's enough of this. Do it. Kill them now. Gang members, yes sir. The BF left while the gang members had their weapons ready. GM number 5, come on guys. It's just one kid against 10 of us. What can he get? Izuku was moving fast and punched the guy in the stomach. One of them tried to hit Izuku with a crowbar, but Izuku grabbed the crowbar and sent electricity through it, causing the guy to get electrocuted and fell to the ground. Another one tried to stab Izuku with a sword, but Izuku parred it with a sword he created out of thin air and did a round kick to the guy. The rest of the guys were shaking and scared out of their minds as to what to do. They decided to run for their lives, but it was too late as Izuku summoned vines from the ground and ensnared all of them. Some tried to escape from it, but couldn't. Neo and Shoka saw that Izuku awakened his quirk and was surprised. Shoka, in mind Izuku. You've awakened your quirk. All of a sudden, Izuku passed out from using his quirk. Neo and Shoka went to Izuku to see if Izuku was okay. Shoka put her fingers on Izuku's neck and felt a pulse. Shoka, sigh in relief, he's okay. He just passed out. All of a sudden, 2 figures came to the group. Are you two okay? Shoka, we're fine sir. Number 2, what happened here? Shoka and Neo explained to them what happened to them. Okay, we'll give the crooks to the police. But for now, we need to get your friend medical attention on the earpiece Tony, teleport Bucky and the 3 kids to the base in Tokyo. I'm heading to the police. Tony, on the earpiece Roger that cap. All of a sudden, Bucky, Shoka, Izuku and Neo were engulfed in a light and teleported to the base in Tokyo. In Avengers base, Bucky, Shoka, Izuku, and Neo were inside the Avengers base and were greeted by Tony Stark. Tony, hey Bucky. This must be the kids. Bucky, indeed they are, but Izuku needs medical attention. Tony, is he hurt? Bucky, he's just unconscious for now. 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗏, wait a minute. How do you know Izuku? Bucky, I'll tell you guys about us in the morning, but for now you guys need to rest. Follow me. Bucky grabbed and carried Izuku while 𝗧𝗪𝗏 and 𝗵𝗲 followed him. Many times skip they arrived at the bedroom and saw 3 beds. Bucky, alright kids. Get some rest. We'll answer your questions in the morning. Bucky put Izuku in bed while 𝗵𝗲 and 𝗧𝗪𝗏 go to their beds. Before Bucky left, 𝗧𝗪𝗏 said this. 𝗧𝗪𝗏, thank you mister. Bucky, no problem kid. Bucky left the room while 𝗧𝗪𝗏 and 𝗵𝗲 was thinking about Izuku and him awakening his quirks. 𝗧𝗪𝗏/𝗵𝗲, in mind thank you Izuku for being there. We'll be there for you. Third person POV. It's been 5 years since Izuku, 𝗵𝗲, and 𝗧𝗪𝗏 left 𝗵𝗃𝗲 and met the Avengers. Since then, all 3 of them had been training with Avengers and were treated with kindness. Izuku had discovered that he had 3 quirks. He pushed himself to the limit in order to become strong and the best hero there is. They also learned a lot from them as well. Izuku also dyed his hair color and the freckles he used to have were gone. He went from a shy and stuttering kid to a confident and nice young man. 𝗧𝗪𝗏 had fully awakened her quirk. She can now cloak herself in fire or ice as well as create weapons from fire or ice. 𝗵𝗲 had awakened her quirk as well. She could not only create physical illusions, but she can also disguise herself as anyone with her quirk. With 𝗧𝗪𝗏 and 𝗵𝗲 and 𝗵𝗲 are currently in their room, talking about a certain cinnamon roll. 𝗧𝗪𝗏, so we agree on sharing Izuku, correct? 𝗵𝗲, yes. How should we tell him about the way we feel for him? 𝗧𝗪𝗏, we need to tell him as soon as possible. 𝗵𝗲, I'm just nervous that he'll reject us. I highly doubt Izuku will reject you too. They turn around and saw Natasha standing by the door. 𝗵𝗲, how much have you heard? Natasha, all of it. Izuku won't reject you too. 𝗧𝗪𝗏, how do you know? Natasha, he was talking with his father about you too before he went to the training room. He told him that he doesn't want to break the other's heart and was hoping that you two could share. 𝗧𝗪𝗏 and 𝗵𝗲 were surprised to hear that Izuku had feelings for both of them, but didn't want to break their heart. Natasha, you two got this. Just be confident. 𝗧𝗪𝗏 and 𝗵𝗲 nodded. Many times skip 𝗧𝗪𝗏 and 𝗵𝗲 made it to the training room and saw Izuku without his shirt on practicing with his 𝗬𝗧𝗍𝗪𝗔 weapon. This caused both of them to have a nosebleed and a massive blush. 𝗵𝗲/𝗧𝗪𝗏, in mind oh my god. Izuku even looks sexier without his shirt. They were staring at him for 2 minutes until 𝗧𝗪𝗏 came back to reality. 𝗧𝗪𝗏, Izuku. Me and 𝗵𝗲 want to talk to you. He was still practicing. 𝗵𝗲, Izu. Continues to practice. They didn't know that he had earbuds on. 𝗵𝗲 decided to go up to Izuku and tap him on the shoulder. Izuku stopped, turned around, and saw 𝗵𝗲. He removed his earbuds and put them back in their case. Izuku, hey girls. I didn't see you 3 there. 𝗧𝗪𝗏, it's fine. We want to talk to you about something. Izuku, sure thing. Can one of you pass my shirt? 𝗵𝗲 grabbed Izuku's shirt and passed it to him. He put it on. Izuku grabs water bottles. So girls, what do you want to talk about? Drinks water. 𝗧𝗪𝗏 and 𝗵𝗲 were nervous about confessing to Izuku for a bit until 𝗧𝗪𝗏 spoke up. 𝗧𝗪𝗏, Izuku, we were talking about you and we wanted to say that. 𝗧𝗪𝗏 was nervous, but then breathe in and breathe out. 𝗧𝗪𝗏/𝗵𝗲, we love you. This shocked Izuku with both of them confessed their love to him. Izuku, blushing and rubbing the back of his neck, I don't know what to say. I wanted to confess to both of you, but I didn't either of you to fight over me. 𝗵𝗲, we've talked about it and agreed to share you. Izuku, as long as you two are fine with it, I'm fine with it as well. The 3 hugged each other before 𝗧𝗪𝗏 gave Izuku a passionate kiss. It lasted for 2 minutes until they needed air. 𝗵𝗲 then grabbed Izuku's face and kissed him on the lips. Izuku, hey girls. How about I take you out to dinner tonight? 𝗧𝗪𝗏, I'm okay with that. 𝗵𝗲, same here. Izuku, alright. I know of a good place. Meanwhile in 𝗵𝗃𝗲 the pro heroes were continuing their search for Izuku and 𝗧𝗪𝗏, but it was to no avail. Everyone who was searching for them couldn't find them at all. In fact, some of them gave up and thought that the kids were captured and turned into villains, while others believed that they died. With 𝗍𝗂 was working on some paperwork when he received a phone call from Agent Fury. 𝗍𝗂, hello Fury, hey 𝗍𝗂 my friend. How are you? 𝗍𝗂, I'm doing well. How are things going with you? Fury, everything is fine. I want to talk to you about 3 kids that I have and 2 of them you know. 𝗍𝗂, okay, and what do you mean by that? Fury, were all of you looking for Izuku and Shoka? 𝗍𝗂, yes. Fury, we have them. We've been training them for 5 years and they made some progress. 𝗍𝗂, wait a minute. Izuku have a quirk. Fury, not just one quirk. He has 3. 𝗍𝗂 was shocked to hear that his nephew has 3 quirks as well as training with the Avengers. 𝗍𝗂, what are his quirks? Fury, weapon creation, elemental manipulation, and teleportation. 𝗍𝗂, amazing. You want me to put in recommendations for those 2? Fury, just for a girl named Neo. Her quirk won't help her for the entrance exam. 𝗍𝗂, why not for Izuku and Shoka? Fury, both of them wanted to prove themselves. 𝗍𝗂, very well. I'll put in a recommendation for Neo. Izuku and Shoka will take the entrance exam. What's Izuku's last name? Fury, Barnes. His last name is Barnes. 𝗍𝗂, okay. I'll tell the others about Izuku and Shoka. Fury, just don't let the Yagis know. I don't mind you telling 𝗵𝗃𝗄. 𝗍𝗂, you have my word Fury. I'll see my nephew soon. Fury, I'll see you later. 𝗍𝗂 hung up with Agent Fury and thought about seeing Izuku and Shoka again. Just then he received a message from Agent Fury. It was a video of Izuku using his quirk. Imagine Izuku doing this and the black stick figures. Replace them with robots that Tony created. 𝗍𝗂 was shocked and surprised to see how far Izuku has gotten. 𝗍𝗂, in mind Izuku, you'll become the greatest hero out there. Meanwhile with the Yagis, Todorokis, and Bakugos ever since Izuku and Shoka left, the Yagis, Todorokis, and Bakugos weren't the same. Inko couldn't fulfill her duties as a hero. As such, she retired. Toshi still tried to be the symbol of peace, but it was getting hard for him. Not only that, but he was getting nightmares from the past one for all users who call him a sorry excuse of a hero and how he brought shame to one for all. Izumi, Shoto, and Katsumi had recurring nightmares about seeing Izuku dead or blaming them for what they've done to him. All 3 of them agreed to earn his forgiveness, even if it took months or years to come. Katsuki was glad to hear that Izuku went missing or possibly ended up dead because he was in everyone's way. When Izumi, Katsumi, and Shoto heard that Katsuki actually planned to make Izuku's life a living hell, they were furious not only at themselves for listening to him but furious at him for not even caring about Izuku and convincing them. As such, they decide to leave Katsuki. With 𝗵𝗃𝗄 was currently watching TV when all of a sudden, the phone rang. He went to the phone and picked it up. GT, hello. 𝗍𝗂, hello Torino. GT, 𝗍𝗂 my friend. How are you? 𝗍𝗂, I'm doing fine. I called to tell you that Izuku is fine. GT, shocked he's okay. Where is he? 𝗍𝗂, he's with the Avengers. He's been with them for 5 years, along with Shoka. GT, that's good to hear. 𝗍𝗂, there's more. Izuku has 3 quirks and he'll be in attending you. In 10 months. GT, he has 3 quirks. What are they? 𝗍𝗂, they are weapon creation, elemental manipulation, and teleportation. GT, those are some good and versatile quirks. 𝗍𝗂, they are. GT, I'm glad he's doing okay as well as attending you. Yay. We have so much to catch up on. As long as they don't bother him, we won't have a problem. 𝗍𝗂, there's nothing to worry about. GT, I have to be going. I'll see you later 𝗍𝗂. 𝗍𝗂, okay 𝗵𝗃𝗄 hung up and was smirking about Izuku attending you. As well as having 3 quirks. Gee, in mind grandson, I'll be looking forward to seeing you soon. It's been a while since I've seen you. Third-person POV. Right now, we see Izuku waiting on Shoka and Neo as they were heading on their date to a restaurant. Eventually, Shoka and Neo came out. Shoka is wearing the outfit on the far left. Neo/Shoka, how do we look Zuzu? Izuku, you 2 look amazing. Are you ready to go girls? Neo/Shoka, yep. Hold it. The trio turned around and saw Nick Fury. Izuku, Uncle Fury. What's up? Fury, I want to tell you guys some news. Izuku, okay. Fury, you three will be heading back to 𝗵𝗃 tomorrow because all three of you will be attending you. Izuku, wait a minute uncle. How did we get in? Fury, I contacted Nizu and told him about you three. Also, he wanted to tell you and Shoka that he misses you too. Izuku, hee. It's been a while since I've been to 𝗵𝗃. Shoka, what if we run into our old life? Fury, nothing to worry about. Nizu threatened them if they decided to force you to do something. Izuku, what about Neo's parents? Fury, she don't have to worry about them anymore. Cap, Bucky, and Widow exposed them for what they've done and they were arrested. Neo, what about my brother, Roman? Fury, he took over the business and actually improved the business after what your former parents did. Neo, in mind, thank God he's okay. Izuku, I'm fine going to UA. As long as my former family and friends don't start anything. Shoka, I'm with Izuku on this. Neo, same here. Fury, alright. You'll be leaving base tomorrow. We already have a house ready for you three. Besides that, have fun you three. With that, the trio head to the cargo bay and got into the car and drove into the city. Time skipped to the restaurant. The trio arrived at the restaurant. Izuku parked the car and opened the door for Shoka and Neo. Shoka/Neo, thanks Izuku. Izuku, no problem. The trio walked into the restaurant and saw the man straightened up the menus. Host, hello and welcome. Izuku, I have a dinner reservation for Barnes. Host, oh yes. Your table is ready. Follow me. The host lead the trio to their booth. The trio sat down and looked over their menus. While looking for what they want to eat, their waitress came. Waitress, hello and welcome. My name is Waitress Name and I'll be your server. Can I start you three off with something to drink? Izuku, I'll have a strawberry lemonade. Shoka, I'll have an Arnold Palmer. Neo, I'll have a green tea. Waitress, coming up. The waitress left with their drink orders while the trio was looking over the menu. Eventually, the waitress came back with their drinks. Waitress, are you three ready? Shoka, yes ma'am. I'll have the soba. Izuku, I'll have katsudon. Neo, I'll have ramen. Waitress, coming right up. The waitress picked up their menus and left in order to place their order. While they were waiting on their food to come out, they were talking among themselves. They were enjoying each other's company until a guy, who happened to be the owner of the restaurant, came up on stage and began to talk on the microphone. Owner, hello everyone and welcome to insert restaurant name. Tonight is karaoke night. If you want to sing, just head to the DJ and request the song and come on up. Thank you and enjoy yourself. Izuku was thinking about it until Shoka tapped his shoulder. Shoka, hey Izuku. Izuku, yes Shoka. Shoka, you were thinking about singing weren't you? Izuku, Shoka, alright, but when we want to do a duet. Izuku, okay. That's fine. Izuku went to the DJ and requested the song he wanted to play. The DJ went to his microphone in order to grab the attention of everyone in the restaurant. DJ, ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention please? Our first person to sing is Izuku Barnes. Give him a round of applause. The crowd applauds at Izuku. DJ, tonight, he'll be doing 2 songs. To Izuku all on you kid. Izuku nodded and started. Everyone clapped with Izuku's performance. The DJ asked Izuku if he was okay, to which Izuku gave him a thumbs up. The DJ started the second song. The crowd cheered as Izuku took a bow and left the stage. Shoka and Neo told their lover that he did a good job. Just then, the waitress returned with their food. The trio ate their food. While they were eating, the owner of the restaurant came to their table. Owner, I'm sorry to interrupt. You three eating. I just want to check to see if things were all right. Izuku, everything is fine sir. Owner, that's good to hear. I want to tell you that you sir did a good job on stage. Izuku, thank you sir. The owner bowed and left. Neo, I'll be right back. Neo left and head to the DJ and told him that she, Izuku, and Shoka are going to do a duet, with Neo and Izuku going first. The DJ nodded as Neo head back to the table and got Izuku. Izuku, Neo, what are you doing? Neo, we're doing our duet, then it'll be you and Shoka. Izuku, Okay. Neo and Izuku went up on stage with their microphones. The DJ went to his microphone in order to grab the attention of everyone in the restaurant. DJ, ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention please? We have 2 duets for tonight, so give a round of applause for the first one by Izuku Barnes and Neo. The crowd applauds the couple as the music starts to play. Izuku is doing Jay-Z and Chris Brown parts. The crowd cheered on Izuku and Neo's performance. They got off stage. Izuku waited by the DJ table, while Neo traded spots with 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗃. 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗃 showed up as they both went on stage. The DJ starts the song. Everyone cheered and clapped at their performance as Izuku and 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗃 took a bow. The two head to their table where Neo was eating ice cream. Neo, good job you two. Izuku, you're not bad yourself Neo. The trio had dessert before they left. Izuku was about to pay until he saw that the bill was taken care of. Owner, you 3 did an excellent job with karaoke. It's on the house. Be free to come back anytime. Izuku, thank you for having us here. We look forward to coming back. The trio left, but little did they know Black Widow was there and recorded them doing karaoke. BW Black Widow, you 3 did an excellent job. I'm sending this to Nizu, Roman, and the Todoroki family. Time skipped. The trio made it back to base and headed to bed. Before Izuku left to his room, 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗃 grabbed his hand. 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗃, Izuku, can you sleep here with us for tonight? Izuku told the girls he would, considering they were in a relationship now. He slept in the middle, while 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗃 and Neo slept beside him. Like this. Izuku, good night you two. 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗃 and Neo, good night hubby. Third person POV. The next day, we see Izuku, 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗃, and Neo sleeping together in bed. Izuku was the first to wake up. Izuku, hey girls. It's time to wake up. 𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗃, still sleeping 5 more minutes. Neo, still sleeping. I want to snuggle some more. Izuku, as much as I want to snuggle with you too, we have to get ready. We're heading back to 𝗵𝘃𝗃 today. I promise we'll snuggle later. Just then 𝗧𝗪𝗃 and Neo got up. 𝗧𝗪𝗃 and Neo, okay, but you better keep your word. Izuku, kisses 𝗧𝗪𝗃 and Neo on the cheek. I will. Izuku allowed Neo and 𝗧𝗪𝗃 to go use the bathroom first while he got started on packing his clothes. Mini time skip. Izuku, 𝗧𝗪𝗃, and Neo made it to the kitchen with their bags and was met by Tony, Bucky, and Nick Fury. Fury, are you 3 ready? I/S/N, we are. Fury, alright. You 3 give your best and show them what you're made of. Izuku, we will Uncle Fury. Tony, also I need to give you these. Tony gave them a watch. Izuku's watch is black, Neo's watch is brown and pink, and 𝗧𝗪𝗃's watch is red and blue. Izuku, a watch. Tony, not just a watch. This watch allows you to access your hero costumes and contact any of us in case you're in trouble. It's non-hackable. Izuku, what else does it do? Tony, it does the same thing as a normal Apple or Samsung watch. 𝗧𝗪𝗃, so how do we access to our costumes? Tony, there's a button on the side to press that allows you to change into your hero costumes. Try it out. Izuku saw the button and said this before he transformed. Izuku, henshin. Izuku pressed the button on the watch and nanomachines started to flow through his body, creating fibers and merging with one another. The helmet is retractable much like Iron Man. Izuku, whoa. This is amazing. Tony, indeed it is. Your hero costumes are made of vibranium alloy, but it is flexible enough for you 3 to move in as well as elemental proof. Izuku, this is amazing. Neo/𝗧𝗪𝗃, let's see what's mine made of. Neo and 𝗧𝗪𝗃 did the same thing and they were in their hero costumes. This is 𝗧𝗪𝗃 and Neo's costume. Colors are blue and red for 𝗧𝗪𝗃. Pink and brown for Neo. This is the mask they're wearing. 𝗧𝗪𝗃, this is amazing. Neo, I agree. The trio pressed the button again as the nanomachines went back to the watch. Izuku, thanks, Uncle Tony. We really appreciate this. Tony, no problem nephew. The transporter is ready. Fury, alright you 3. We're transporting to your new home. The trio, Nick Fury, and Tony were teleported to their new house. The picture is in the house info. Izuku, whoa. This place looks amazing. Tony, you think this is awesome? Check inside. They went inside and Tony gave them a tour through the house, and to say the least, the trio was excited and amazed by the way the house looks. Tony: "Thanks, Uncle Tony." Tony: "It's no problem at all." Fury: "Besides that, you three have 10 months before the entrance exam. I suggest you three train and study for it so that way you pass." Izuku: "Understood, Uncle Fury." Fury: "Alright, we'll leave you three to unpack." Nick Fury and Tony Stark were teleported back to the Avengers base while Izuku, Shoka, and Neo decide to unpack. Time skip: the trio got done with unpacking and was currently in the living room, watching Teen V until they heard the doorbell ring. Izuku got up and went to the door. He answered it and saw it was Nizu, Aizawa, Gran Torino, Recovery Girl, Night Eye, Endeavor, and Ray. Izuku: "Talk about one heck of a reunion." Aizawa: "Long time no see, problem nephew." Izuku: "Hee. It's been a while since I've seen all of you. GD, look how much you've grown, young man." Recovery Girl smacks Izuku's head with a cane. "Do you know how worried you've gotten me?" Izuku: "Grab his head, sorry 𝗵𝗃 I just couldn't take it anymore." Night: "It's good to see you again, nephew." Izuku: "Likewise. Please come in." The pro heroes came into the house and were amazed at how it looks on the inside. Ray saw her daughter and gave her a hug. Ray, crying: "Shoka, I miss you so much." Shoka: "Sorry that I got you and the rest of the family worried, Mom. I didn't want to see my lover gone." Ray: "I understand, Shoka." To Neo: "Who are you, young lady?" Neo: "Hello. My name is Neapolitan. I'm Izuku's second girlfriend. Enji, Izuku. These two are sharing you." Izuku: "They are. They agreed to share me and I accept both of them for who they are, not what they are or have." Enji extends his hand: "Thank you, Izuku, and please make my little girl happy." Izuku: "Shake his future father-in-law's hand, I will." Ray, Shoka, Izuku, and Neo: "When will I have grandkids?" The trio was blushing about Ray's question. Shoka, blushing: Ray: "What? I'm curious." Enji: "Besides that, how have you been, Izuku?" Izuku: "I've been fine thanks to Shoka and Neo." Ray, Izuku: "I'm really sorry about my son's behavior." Izuku: "It's not your or Uncle Enji's fault. He made that choice." To Nizu: "Uncle Nizu, do they know that I'm here?" Nizu: "No, they don't." Izuku: "Good. I don't want them to know that I'm here. What happened while I was gone?" Nizu told Izuku, Shoka, and Neo what happened to the Yagis, Bakugos, and Shoto. Izuku: "I see." Enji: "Izuku, are you going to forgive Shoto?" Izuku: "Sigh, as much as I want to forgive him, he has to earn my forgiveness and trust." Shoka: "Same goes with me, father." Enji: "I understand you too." Ray: "What about your family?" Izuku: "Izumi has to prove herself as well. All Might and Telepath, on the other hand, they're beyond redemption." Aizawa: "That's reasonable." Nizu: "Izuku, I saw the video of you, Neo, and Shoka doing karaoke. I must admit, you three sang really good." Ray: "I'm so proud of you, Shoka." Nizu: "Anyways, we came here to see how you were doing. I'm looking forward to seeing you in a recovery girl. Don't get me worried like that ever again, grandson." Izuku: "I promise I won't." Nizu: "We'll be seeing you three later." The pro heroes left the house while Neo thought about seeing her brother. Neo: "Hey guys. Is it okay if we visit my brother? I haven't seen him in a while." Izuku: "I'm fine with that." Shoka: "Same here." The trio went to the garage. Izuku: "Which car, girls?" Neo/Shoka points to a car: "This one." Izuku: "Okay. Let's go." The trio went to the car and drove off into the city in order to see Neo's brother. Mini time skip: the trio made it to the building that Roman works in. Izuku parked the car in the parking lot and the trio got out of the car and went inside the building. Desk clerk: "How may I help you?" Izuku: "We're here to see Mr. Roman Torchwick." Desk clerk: "Do you three have an appointment with Mr. Torchwick?" Neo: "We don't have one, but tell him that his sister is here." Desk clerk: "Sigh, I'll page him." The desk clerk paged Roman and told him that Neo was here. Roman told the desk clerk to send them up to his office. The desk clerk then told them to take the elevator as well as telling them where his office is. At Roman's office, Roman was sitting down in his office doing paperwork when he heard a knock on the door. He got up and went to the door. He opened it and revealed his sister, along with 2 other people he hasn't seen before. Roman, phew. Roman had his arms up while 𝗵𝗲 came and hugged her brother. Roman, 𝗵𝗲. It's been a while since I've seen you. How have you been? 𝗵𝗲, I've been fine since I've left. I miss you. Roman, I miss you too. Points to Izuku and Shoka. Who are they? 𝗵𝗲 gets nervous. Well, this is my boyfriend, 𝗧𝗵𝗵𝗃, and the girl I'm sharing with him, 𝗧𝗪𝗍𝗪. Roman smirks. So my sister has a boyfriend, huh? When will I have my niece and nephew? 𝗵𝗲, blushing. Roman, what? I just want to know when. Besides, I'm going to spoil them so badly. Shoka, you and my parents would get along just fine. Roman, to Izuku. Mr. Barnes, I want to thank you for taking care of 𝗵𝗲 and accepting her. Izuku, it's fine Mr. Torchwick. I want to make sure she'll be happy. Roman, you can call me Roman. Izuku, okay. As long as you call me Izuku. Roman, okay. How about I treat you 3 to lunch? I/S/N. Okay. Many times skip the 4 are at a restaurant, eating and having a good time. 𝗵𝗲 told Roman everything that happened while she was gone. Roman was surprised to hear that 𝗵𝗲 was trained by the Avengers. They were enjoying each other's company until they heard an explosion. I/S/N/R. What the? Izuku got up from the table and summoned his motorcycle. Izuku, I'm going to the scene. Shoka, got up. I'm coming with you, Izuku. Izuku, okay. Hop on. Shoka hopped on the bike with Izuku. Izuku, to 𝗵𝗲, we're gonna see what's going on. Contact my father. 𝗵𝗲, okay. You need me to do anything else? Izuku, just catch up with your brother. Izuku and Shoka rode to the scene of the explosion. Izuku and Shoka, in mind, time to show what we're made of. Third-person POV. Shoka was currently holding on to Izuku as he was driving his motorcycle to the scene of the explosion. They made it to the scene and saw a sludge villain holding 2 people captive. One was an ash blonde girl and the other was a girl with purple hair and earlobes. SV sludge villain, you 2 make great bodysuits. Jiraiya, in mind, I can't die like this. I haven't seen Izuku. Katsumi, in mind, I can't die right here. I need to apologize to Izuku for everything. Katsuki, let my sister go. Villain. Katsuki uses his quirk on the villain but didn't work. Izuku and Shoka were just watching the scene and were disappointed. Izuku, that's Katsumi and Jiraiya. How did they get captured? Shoka, why aren't the heroes doing anything? Izuku, probably they don't want to ruin their reputation. Typical. Guess we have to do their job. Shoka, you have a plan. Izuku, I do. Shoka, we have to get rid of this fire first. Shoka, I'll freeze the fire. Focus on getting Jiraiya and Katsumi. Izuku, okay. Let's do this. Shoka and Izuku ran towards the sludge villain. Shoka used her ice and managed to put the fire out while Izuku created a bow and arrow. Izuku shot an arrow at the sludge villain's eye and it hit the villain successfully. The villain screamed in pain, but still have his grip on Katsumi and Jiraiya. He then created a sword and slashed at the villain. He managed to get Katsumi and Jiraiya out of the sludge villain and put them near the pro heroes. While this was going on, Izumi, Shoto, and Katsuki were watching the whole thing going on. Izumi, in mind, Oni-chan. You're alive and you have a quirk. Shoto, in mind, my brother and sister is alive. Katsuki, in mind, and set off DMNU Deku. How the hell did you get a quirk, you quirkless loser? At the Yagi residence, Inko and All Might were watching the whole scene happening. Inko, honey, it's Izuku. Toshi, let's go. Back to the scene. Izuku saw the sludge villain set off at what Izuku did. SV, you brat. How dare you take my meat shields? I'll use you as a meat shield. You seem to be a better host than those 2. The sludge villain lunges towards Izuku, but Izuku teleported above him and surrounded the villain with 6 swords that created a barrier around the villain. SV, you really think that'll work? Izuku smirks. I'm not done yet. He then summons a lightning bolt spear. Focus on the spear. Izuku, you should know what happens when water and lightning mix together. The sludge villain was then paling. SV, Wait a minute. I surrender. Izuku, should have thought about that when you were on the run. Izuku threw the spear and it electrocuted the sludge villain. The villain passed out as Izuku landed on the ground. The crowd cheered for Izuku and Shoka for their bravery and heroic actions. The pro-heroes went to Izuku and Shoka in order to scold them. 𝗵𝗃𝗲𝗄𝗏, what were you two thinking? You could have been killed. 𝗵𝗃𝗲, you two don't have the license to use your quirks. You two are coming with us. Izuku, and I should have stayed on the sideline and watched two girls get killed by the villain instead. You aren't pro-heroes. You're just a bunch of clowns. 𝗵𝗃𝗲𝗄𝗏, how dare you call us clowns? Izuku, I'm just being real here, clown. If you were pro-heroes like you said, you would have done everything you can in order to save them. 𝗵𝗃𝗲, but we Izuku, but what clown? You didn't have the right quirk for the job. I still call it bullcrap. A hero is supposed to sacrifice his or her life for the greater good. What I've seen from you clowns is that you were more worried about your status. If you're that worried about it, find a different occupation besides this. Izuku and Shoka were about to leave until they heard a certain someone calling Izuku. Izuku, is that you? Izuku turned around and saw Kyoka and Momo. Izuku, hey you two. It's been a while. Kyoka and Momo didn't say anything as they hugged him. Momo, you don't know how much we miss you. Izuku, I miss you girls as well. 𝗧𝗓𝗏, please don't scare us like this. Izuku, I'm sorry that I got all of you worried when I went missing. I promise to not make you too worried. Let's go home. Izuku. 𝗧𝗓𝗏, Momo, and Shoka were about to leave until he heard a voice that he doesn't want to hear. Number 2, Izuku. Izuku turned around and was set off to see who it was. His former parents. 𝗵𝗃𝗏, my baby. I'm glad you're okay. 𝗵𝗃𝗏 was running to Izuku in order to hug him, but Izuku disappeared and reappeared on Shoka's left side while 𝗵𝗃𝗏 landed on the ground. 𝗵𝗃𝗏, in tears sweetie. Izuku, Mrs. Yagi, please don't touch me. Toshi, young man. That's no way to talk to your mother. Izuku, mother. That's really funny considering how you and her neglect me for my sister who her and her friends made my life nothing more but a living hell until I left at the age of 𝗵𝗃𝗏. In tears, I'm sorry son. I didn't mean to neglect you. Please come home. 𝗧𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗏, in tears 𝗂𝗏𝗃. Please come back to me. I promise to be a good girlfriend to you. Izuku, forget it you two. I'm not coming back to the hell place you call home. As for you 𝗧𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗏, you can forget it. I used to love you until the day you betray me and broke my heart. I don't love you anymore and I never will. That broke 𝗧𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗏 as she started to break down in tears as Izumi came to comfort her. Katsuki, on the other hand, was set off. He charges towards Izuku. Katsuki, you effin' nerd. How dare you show up like this? Die. Katsuki uses his explosion and tried to hit him with his right hook. Izuku dodged it and pinned him down military style. Katsuki tried to get out of it, but couldn't as Izuku had an electric knife towards his former tormentor's neck. Izuku, let's get this straight Bakuho. I'm not the same scared kid that you bullied and pushed around. If you come near my girlfriend or bully someone else, I won't waste any time to make the rest of your life hell. 𝗵𝗃𝗏, son, please let Katsuki go. He didn't listen to her as he still has the knife near Katsuki's neck. Number 3, alright son. That's enough. Izuku turned around and saw his father and Black Widow. He let go of Katsuki and kicked him towards his old life. Izuku, I suggest you put him on a leash cause next time, I'll paralyze him from the waist down. To his real father, hey dad. I guess Neo told you huh? Bucky, she did. To 𝗵𝗃𝗏, hello 𝗵𝗃𝗏. 𝗵𝗃𝗏, BB Bucky. We had my son this whole time. Izuku, DMN right he did. He actually acted like a real father, unlike 𝗬𝗵𝗃𝗏. Izumi, Anakin. We're your family. Please come home. Shoto, please brother. Izuku, screw all of you. We are not family and will never be. To his real father, dad, can we go home? Bucky, sure can. Let's go. The 6 were teleported back to the house leaving 𝗵𝗃𝗏, 𝗧𝗵𝗵𝗏, and Shoto sad realizing that they made Izuku hate them even more. Katsuki even more set off at Izuku for humiliating him in front of everyone including Shoka, and All Might thinking about something. Katsuki, in mind you'll pay for that Deku. I'll show you your place and get 𝗧𝗪𝗏. She's mine and only mine. All Might. In mind, how did he get a quirk? Let alone 3. Is he working for him? Meanwhile, the 6 arrived at the house. Momo and 𝗲𝗷 were surprised to see the house they were living in. Momo, this is where you and 𝗧𝗪𝗏 live, Izuku. Izuku, yep. 𝗧𝗪𝗏, my goodness. It looks good. Izuku, you should see the inside, and Neo, you can undo your quirk. Momo, what are you talking about? That's Black Widow. All of a sudden, glass rose from Black Widow's feet and head towards her head, revealing Neo. Imagine her in street clothes. Izuku, before you freak out, you two, this is Neapolitan. Neo, hello. Momo, hello Neo. My name is Momo Yaoyorozu. 𝗲𝗷, my name is 𝗧𝗪𝗏. Nice to meet you. Neo, likewise. A friend of Izuku is a friend of mine. Momo, Izuku. Where did you go? Izuku, we'll answer your questions when we get inside. Come on. The 6 went inside as the screen fades black. Third-person POV. Right now, we see the 5 friends in the living room. Izuku, alright you two. I know you have a lot of questions to ask, but let us tell you what happened when you two were gone. Izuku told them everything that happened since they left 𝗵𝗃. He told them about him and 𝗧𝗪𝗏 running away, meeting Neo, awakening his 3 quirks, meeting and training with the Avengers, meeting his actual father, and 𝗧𝗪𝗏 and Neo being Izuku's girlfriends. Momo and 𝗲𝗷 were sad to hear that was still being bullied when they were gone, but was glad that he met his real father and was okay. 𝗲𝗷, that's a lot to take in Izu. Izuku, Izu. I haven't heard that nickname in a while. 𝗲𝗷 was blushing because she called Izuku by the nickname she called him back when they were kids. Momo, Izuku. What would happen if your old family tries to take you back into their life? Izuku, I would rather die than come back to my old life. 𝗲𝗷, in all honesty, I don't blame you. Momo, I'm really sorry for leaving you. Izuku. 𝗔𝗪𝗏, same here. Izuku, it's not your fault, you two. To Momo Yamamo, your parents are busy with real estate. To 𝗲𝗷, your parents are musicians. It's part of life. You have no control over it. Momo, we know, but still. Izuku, it's fine. We're all going to you. Anyways. Momo, I'm going in through recommendations. Neo, same with me. Izuku, that means me, 𝗧𝗪𝗏, and 𝗲𝗷 are taking the entrance exam. 𝗲𝗷, I thought you and 𝗧𝗪𝗏 would be in through recommendations. Izuku, we turn ours down. We decide to work our way in. Momo, makes sense. 𝗲𝗷, hey Izu. Is it possible for you to train me tomorrow? Izuku, sure thing. Momo, can you train me as well? Izuku, sure. Meet us back here for training. Momo, okay. Time skip to the next day. Momo and 𝗧𝗪𝗏 came back to the trio's house with their training clothes. They were met by 𝗧𝗪𝗏 and Neo at the entrance of the gate. 𝗧𝗪𝗏, hey guys. You ready for training? Momo, we are. Where's Zuzu? Neo, he's in the training room right now. And Zuzu? Momo, blushing, it was a nickname I gave him. 𝗧𝗪𝗏, you still love him, don't you? Momo, I still have feeling for him, but you two are with him. I don't want to break a relationship nor a friendship. 𝗔𝗪𝗏, same here. 𝗧𝗪𝗏, we're okay with sharing you. Momo, for real. Neo, you two knew him since you were kids. 𝗲𝗪𝗏, only thing is, will Izuku accept us? 𝗧𝗪𝗏, I'm sure he'll accept you too. Let's head inside. Mini time skip. The 4 girls managed to get into the training/simulation room. They saw Izuku battling against an army. While Izuku had nothing more but Nevin. 𝗲𝗷, he can play guitar. 𝗧𝗪𝗏, yep, but that's no ordinary guitar. It can transform into a scythe and it has electric properties. All of a sudden, the guitar changed into a scythe and Izuku was slicing and dicing his way through the army. He then changed it back to his guitar and started playing it. The girls saw that he was surrounded by bats while playing and ended it with Izuku sending the bats to the rest of the robot army. Momo and 𝗲𝗷 were amazed as to how Izuku manages to take down an army of robots. Momo, incredible. 𝗲𝗏, that was metal. Izuku turned around and saw the 4 girls. Izuku, hey girls. You ready for training? Momo, we are. Izuku. Izuku, alright, but let me just say that these 10 months will not be easy. 𝗲𝗷, I'm fine with that. Momo, same here. Izuku, alright. Let's get started. Shoka, wait a minute Izu. Izuku, what's up honey? Shoka, there's something that Momo and 𝗲𝗏 want to say to you. Momo, Izuku, I had a crush on you since we were little. I wanted to tell you my feelings, but my parents and I moved so I couldn't tell you. I still love you even after I left 𝗵𝘃𝗧𝗏. Izuku, Momo. Same with Izuku. I wanted to tell you as well, but I didn't have the chance to tell you. We want to be your girlfriends as well. Izuku, I don't know what to say. I love you too as well, but I don't know what Shoka and 𝗃 would say. Shoka, we've talked to them about it and we're okay with sharing you. Izuku, 𝗃. Are you okay with this as well? 𝗃, I am. Izuku, if they're okay with this then I'm okay with it as well. Have arms up, come here you too. Momo and 𝗲𝗏 came and hugged Izuku and kissed him on the cheek. Izuku, with that out of the way, let's begin. -3 month the 5 started the training off with cardio, stamina, and weight training. Izuku put weights on Momo and 𝗲𝗏's arms, legs, and shoulders. He started it light with 5 pounds and if they want to increase the weight, they just need to ask Izuku about it. -6 month Izuku taught Momo and 𝗲𝗏 in different situations. He was teaching them to make decisions while under pressure and staying calm. -9 month Izuku, 𝗃, and Shoka taught them hand-to-hand combat and weapon training as well. They also helped them with improving their quirks as well. Momo's time for creating anything is cut in half while 𝗲𝗏's 𝗧𝗜𝗧𝗟𝗘 can pierce solid rock. Last month the 5 continued with hand-to-hand combat and weapon training as well as cardio, stamina, and weight training. Also, Momo and 𝗲𝗏 had given Tony the design of their hero costumes and he got to work on it. In a few weeks, he was done with their costumes and gave it to them. This is 𝗲𝗏's hero costume, this is Momo's hero costume. The day before the exam, the 5 are currently in the living room just talking about the exam coming up. Izuku, alright girls. The exam is tomorrow. Are you girls ready for it? 𝗲𝗏, I am. Momo, same here. Shoka, I'm ready. 𝗃, we got this. Izuku, good. Let's show what we're made of. The girls, yeah. Third person POV. Today was the day of the entrance exam. Right now, we see the 5 walking to you. In order to take the entrance exam. While Momo and 𝗃 are taking the recommendation exam, Shoka, Izuku, and 𝗲𝗏 will be taking the regular exam. They arrived at you. Just in time to take the exam. Izuku, this is it girls. Let's do our best. The girls, hi. Move out of the way extras. The group saw Katsuki coming through. He saw Izuku here and let's just say that Katsuki is set off to see him. Katsuki, Deku. Why the F are you here you quirkless loser? Izuku, what does it look like dumbass? I'm here to take the entrance exam. I should be asking you that considering you don't have the personality to become a hero. Katsuki, what did you say? Izuku, you heard me human TNT. I don't have to repeat myself to someone like you. This made Katsuki even madder as he scoffs off and nearly knocked over a girl with black hair with red tips. Izuku manages to get her before she fell to the ground. Blonde hair girl, you 𝗧𝗏𝗏𝗏. What the hell is your problem? Katsuki continued to walk away, ignoring the blonde-haired girl that was screaming at him. She was about to go to have a piece of her mind until Izuku stopped her. Izuku, don't bother to talk to him. He's nothing more but a jackass. To black hair girl with red tips, you okay? I'm fine. Thanks for the save. Izuku, it would be bad luck if you fell headfirst on the ground. I'm Izuku Barnes. For you. Ruby, I'm Ruby Rose and the blonde-haired girl is Yang Xiaolongyang. Sup handsome. Izuku, nothing much appealing. Just here to take the entrance exam. Yang, same here. Ruby, I'm taking the recommendation test. Momo and 𝗃, same here. Izuku, we should be going now. We don't want to be late. Time skip. Izuku, 𝗲𝗏, and Shoka are in the auditorium waiting for President Mike to tell the contestants about the practical exam. They were enjoying the peace and quiet until they saw Izumi, Shoto, Katsuki, and Katsumi. They hoped that Izumi and her group didn't spot them, but Izumi saw them. She was about to go and sit next to Izuku, but Yang got to Izuku first. Yang, hey Izuku. Is someone sitting there? Izuku, no. You can sit here. Sees a girl with cat ears who's your friend. Yang. This is Blake Belladonna. To Blake, this is Izuku Barnes. The boy I was telling you about after we were done with the test and in the cafeteria. Blake extends her hand. Nice to meet you, Barnes. Izuku shakes her hand. Nice to meet you as well, Ms. Belladonna. Blake, you can call me Blake. All of a sudden, the light dimmed down and Izuku took notice of it. Izuku, seems like they're about to start. Let's go ahead and take our seats. The three got to their seats as 𝗵𝘃𝗃 got to the podium. 𝗵𝘃𝗃, hello all you faithful listeners. Welcome to the 𝗬𝗍 entrance exam. Can I get a yeah? Nobody responded. 𝗵𝘃𝗃, tough crowd. 𝗵𝘃𝗃 begins to explain what's going to happen during the practical exam. Izuku was tuned into his uncle's presentation and thought about how easy the exam will be. He was then brought back when a blue-hair boy raised his hand. Excuse me, you said that there are 3 robots while the pamphlet says there are 4? Is this some mistake that UA made? Izuku, in mind you idiot. He was about to explain it. Points at Katsuki. You've been looking at the guy with black hair with some malice. If you're not here to take this exam seriously, then leave. Katsuki, shut the FCK up 4 eyes. You're talking to the next number 1 hero. Izuku whispers you're going to be number 1 alright. Number 1 of having anger problems. That caused Blake to snickered a bit. Izuku's comment. 𝗵𝘃𝗃, settle down. I was about to explain the 4th robot. It's worth 0 points. Please let me finish next time. Sorry about that, sir. Time skip. Izuku and Shoka were stretching and getting ready to take the exam. Izumi saw her brother and Shoka. She was heading to them because she wanted to talk to them and asked some questions, but she was stopped by the same blue-hair boy that interrupted the presentation. Izuku saw his former sister getting scolded and snickered. He then put his headphones on and saw the gates to the fake city opening. These are the headphones. Izuku looked at Shoka as she did the same. They both smirked and nodded at each other. Izuku and Shoka ran towards the gate while everyone was looking confused. Number 1, hey, what are they doing? Number 2, they didn't say go or anything. The participants were bickering about them running inside the gate without giving a signal until 𝗵𝘃𝗃 got on the loudspeaker. 𝗵𝘃𝗃, what are you waiting for? A countdown. In the hero world, there's no countdown. There's already 4 people in there and they are at 30 points. Everyone, what? The Constants ran inside and saw multiple robot core on the ground. Some of them were destroyed by ice while others were short-circuited. With Izuku and Shoka. Izuku had the Leviathan axe with him and destroyed a 3-point robot with ease with it while Shoka created an ice bow and arrow and shot a 3-point robot. Izuku, let's split up Shoka. To cover more ground. Shoka, understood. Shoka used her ice side and slid into a different area. Izuku, alright. Let the fun begin. To Jarvis, play type Jarvis. Yes sir. Play. This Izuku summoned the Grim Reaper and got started on destroying robots. This is the Grim Reaper in the observation room. The pro heroes, along with a few students who were recommended, were watching the participants in the practical exam. Nizu. Like we have a good batch this year everyone. Midnight, I agree. Snipe, that kid with black hair caught my eye. Black hair woman, same here. Who is he? Nizu, that's Izuku Barnes. The son of Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier. Snipe, interesting. What's his quirk? Nizu, he has 3. Everyone except for Aizawa, Recovery Girl, Nizu, All Might, Telepath, Endeavor, Blizzard Ray, Neo, and Momo were shocked to hear that a person has 3 quirks. Older Ruby, he has 3 quirks. I know a person could have 2, let alone 1. I never expected a person to have 3. Black hair man, what are they? Nizu, weapon creation, elemental manipulation, and teleportation. Blonde hair guy, not All Might. Amazing. This kid could be a great hero. Black hair woman, in mind I might find myself a worthy opponent. Aizawa, how did my nephew do on the test? Nizu, he did an excellent job. He got a perfect right next to Momo Yaoyorozu, Kyoka Gyre, Neapolitan Torchwick, and Shoka Todoroki. Aizawa, good. The heroes are looking at how Izuku was doing, while All Might was still thinking about his son working for his archenemy. All Might, thinking when the exam is done, I'll confront him about his quirks. He'll talk, even if I have to get someone to brainwash him into confessing. He was still thinking about that until he got hit in the head by a crane from Recovery Girl. Recovery Girl, I know what you're thinking about doing, and don't you dare do that to my grandson, you failure of a father. Crow, I know this is none of my or my teammates' business, but what's going on? Nizu explained to the hero team, STRQ, about All Might and Telepath's secret they've been keeping from the public. This really shocked not just them, but also Ruby and the white-hair girl named Weiss. Tai, set off, you neglected your son all because he didn't have a quirk. You people make me sick. Replace Ruby with Summer. Summer and Raven, said, and quirk activated. You two are supposed to set an example for kids and you neglected your own just because he didn't have control over it. You're a disgrace to heroes. Crow, sis, Summer, Tai. Calm down. Tai, how could I? Crow. The symbol of trash neglected his own son all because he didn't have a quirk. Crow, I know. I'm mad as well, Tai, but violence won't answer it. He has to live with what he did. Tai, calms down. If I have known this was happening, I would have adopted him. To Nizu, sorry, if I blew up like that, principal. Nizu, it's fine. I would have done the same as well. Aizawa, besides that, let's see how they react to this. Aizawa pressed the red button and it released the 0-point robot. Back to Izuku. Izuku cut down another 3-point robot with the Z-Saber. Izuku, I don't know how many points I'm at, but it should be enough. All of a sudden, the ground started to shake. Izuku, what's going on? An earthquake. Izuku looked up and saw the 0-point robot. Izuku, it's the 0-point robot. He sees the other participants running away from it. Izuku, thinking, what are they doing? Can't they see it's a secret factor? Help. Izuku saw Yang on the ground, holding her ankle. He uses his teleportation quirk and warped from where he was to Yang. He then warped both of them to the participants. Izuku, are you okay? Yang. Yang, I'm fine, Barnes. Just sprained my ankle. Shoka, Izuku. Izuku saw Shoka coming with Blake. Izuku, Shoka. Shoka, are you okay? Izuku, I'm fine. Yang just sprained her ankle. Shoka, what are we gonna do about the 0-point robot? Izuku, leave it to me. Shoka, make an ice wall. Shoka did as he said. Izuku then summoned 10 swords and equipped them with each different element. Like this, and pretend each blade has different elements. The blades start to circle in front of Izuku and channeling a powerful energy ball. Izuku, alright. Time to send this robot to the graveyard. Izuku fired the blast to the 0-point robot, instantly destroying the robot. Everyone was amazed and shocked to see how much power he has. In the observation room, Crow, that kid is something else. Tai, you can say that again, Crow. Raven, in mind, yep. I found a worthy opponent, if not a student to teach. Aizawa, Nizu, can you please make sure that Izuku is in my class? Nizu, I'll do that. Time skip to the nurse office right now. We see Izuku and Shoka in the nurse's office with Blake and Yang after the entrance exam was done. Izuku wanted to make sure that Yang was okay after getting her ankle healed by Recovery Girl. Shoka, hey Izuku. I'm heading back to the mansion with the other girls. Izuku, okay. I'll be back as soon as possible. Shoka, just take your time. In mind, because you're gonna need your energy for tonight. Shoka left the nurse's office while Izuku and Blake were still there, waiting for Yang to wake up. A few minutes later, Yang woke up and saw Izuku and Blake. Yang, where are we? Izuku, you're in the nurse's office. I carried you after the exam was over. Yang, you didn't have to do that, Barnes. Izuku, I insist. All of a sudden, the door opened and revealed a team that Izuku recognized, as well as Ruby and a girl with white hair. Ruby, Yang. Are you okay? Yang, I'm fine, Ruby. I would have been a Yang cake if it wasn't for Barnes. Everyone except for Tai and Izuku groaned at Yang's joke. Izuku chuckled a bit at Yang's joke, that which made Yang smiled. He gets it. Tai. Besides, that walks to Izuku. I want to say thank you for helping my daughter during the entrance exam and carrying her to the nurse's office. Izuku, It's no problem at all. I wanted to make sure she'll be okay, Mr. 𝗧𝗵𝗃𝗧𝗏. You know who I am. Izuku, of course. You, along with Mr. Branwen, Ms. Rose, and Ms. Branwen are the famous hero team 𝗧𝗑𝗏𝗃. He got us their tie. No point of hiding it. Izuku, and you. Points to the white hair girl, your 𝗧𝗵𝗃𝗧𝗏, heiress to the 𝗧𝗏 company. Got one knee and kisses her hand. It's nice to meet you. Weiss. Blushes. Why you can call me Weiss. Yang. I really appreciate you helping me out there, and the way you finished that 0-point robot was amazing. Izuku, 𝗧𝗏𝗃𝗧𝗏. Thanks. I really must be going. It was nice to meet all of you. I hope we become classmates. Izuku left the nurse's office as the four girls have this in mind. R/W/B/Y. In mind he seemed to be a nice guy, but he seemed to be taken. I wonder if his girlfriends are willing to share. Back to Izuku. Izuku was walking down the hall and made it to the exit. When he got outside and saw his old family waiting on him, he had a disgusted look on his face. Izuku said this in venom. What do you want? Inko, son. Please come home. Let's us show you how much we've changed. Izuku, forget it. I'm not interested in being with any of you. So leave me alone. Izumi, please Oni-chan. We just did this so you won't be hurt. Izuku, I call that bull CRP. Katsumi, please Icon. Come home and I'll show you how much I love you. Izuku, I'm not going with any of you. Get that through your thick skull. Young man, that's no way to speak to your future girlfriend and family. Izuku, and here's the deadbeat dad himself. You finally realize you made your mistake and wanted me to come back to you and get with the girl that rejected me and made my life a living hell so you could feel good about yourself. Forget it. Shoto, but at this point, Izuku was done. Izuku, shut up. Just shut up. What part of I done with all of you and I don't want to deal with you, don't you understand? You think that now I have a quirk, let alone 3, you just assume that I forgive and forget about what of you did to me. You're wrong. Wounds heals but scars don't. And all of you created these scars. Betrayal, rejection, abuse, and neglect. Inko, in tears, I'm sorry son. I didn't mean to. It's just that I thought you need some space as well as Izumi needed the training. Izuku, space. Space. Are you frickin' kidding me, Inko? Did you know how much pain and suffering I have to deal with during my childhood? I have to deal with you two neglecting me as well as Izumi and her group of friends picking on me since I was diagnosed to be quirkless. Do you know how much I try to stay positive because of this? Do you? Izumi, Oni-chan. We're sorry. We wanted to protect you and steer you away from the hero work. I didn't want you to die. Izuku, and look where your method of protecting me. You just made things worse. Inko, please son. Just come home. Izuku, no. I refuse to go home with all of you. Do me a favor, stay out of my life, you wear. Slap. Izuku got slapped by his mother as he landed on the ground. Inko was in tear, but was angry at her son. She then realized what she did. Inko, I didn't mean to. Izuku, let me help. Izuku, I hate you. I hate you. Izuku then gave his mother an uppercut to the chin, causing her to fly up in the air. Like this. Izumi, All Might, the Bakugos, and Shoto were shocked to see that Izuku would hit a woman. Izumi, Oni-chan. That was our mother. Izuku, that where is not my mother and she'll never be, you slut. All Might and Katsuki were done with Izuku's attitude and powers up. Katsuki, that's it Deku. I had it with you. I'm gonna kill you for doing that to him. I'm taking you out right here and now, villain. All Might and Katsuki charged to Izuku so they could hurt him, but both fell on the ground and were wondering why are their quirks not working. They turned around and saw Aizawa and the rest of the staff. Nizu, All Might. What did I said about talking to Barnes? But sir, can't you see what he did to his mother? Nizu, we saw and heard the whole thing and you and Mr. Bakugo were about to attack him because of that, but you were thinking that he works for you archenemy. But sir Nizu, I heard enough of this. All Might, this is your last chance. If you bother Barnes again, I'll make you work here for free as well as expose your secrets to the public. As for you Katsuki, I was going to allow you to be in the hero's course, but after seeing your actions, You made no progress at all. For that, you'll be in the general course for the remainder of UTM. You can't do that to Katsuki. He worked so hard to get into the hero course. Nizu, and you think bullying and neglecting a boy who couldn't defend himself is better? AM didn't say anything. Nizu, that's what I thought. Izuku, Uncle Nizu, can I go? Nizu, you can go. Izuku summoned his bike and got on it. Before he left, he turned to his tormentors and said this. Izuku, if any of you decide to do that again, Recovery Girl won't be able to heal you for what I might do. Good day. Izuku drove off, leaving his tormentors and the staff. Katsuki, in mind you'll pay for this Deku. I swear I'll end you. Third-person POV. We see Izuku arriving back at the house after taking the entrance exam and confronting his former family. When he entered the house, Shoka approached him and saw he was not in a good mood. Shoka, Zuzu-kun. Are you okay? Izuku, I'm fine. Shoka, Izuku. I know you're not fine. Tell me what happened. I'm your girlfriend. It's my duty as your girlfriend to make sure you're okay. Izuku, Sai's alright. Izuku told Shoka what happened after she left. She was shocked to hear that his former mother would slap him. She then hugged him. Izuku, thanks Shoka. I needed that. Shoka, it's fine. Did you yet? Izuku, I haven't yet. I was going to cook for you girls, but due to the fact that 𝗧𝗵𝗲 made me maid, I didn't. I'll run by the store to get some ingredients. Shoka, don't worry about cooking. Me and the other girls already made the meal. You go ahead and eat. Just meet us upstairs. We have to show you something. Izuku, okay. Many times skip after Izuku was done eating, he went upstairs and knocked on the door. Neo, 𝗧𝗵𝗃𝗲. Izuku opened the door and saw his 4 girlfriends in lingerie. Momo, we've been waiting for you, honey. Jairu, we've heard about what happened when we left and thought you might want to release some stress. Izuku, thanks, girls. I really appreciate that. Warning. Lemon inbound. Hide your kids. Izuku was tossed on the bed and starts to make out with Shoka and Neo while Momo and Kyoko were stripping him. Izuku then started to play with Shoka and Neo's melons that made them ummed. Kyoko and Momo took off his breathes to reveal him in his underwear and a pinch tent. Seems like Izuku Jr. wants to come out and play. Momo, let's get this bad boy out. Momo took off Izuku's underwear to reveal his 9-inch rod of judgment. The girls had pink heart eyes while looking at Izuku's pages. Jairu, my god Izu. You're so big. Momo, and he's all ours for tonight. Momo and Jairu started to give him a BLWJB while he was liking Shoka's pages. Shoka, yes Izuku. Right there. Keep doing that. Izuku continues liking while Neo was on his stomach, making out with Shoka. Izuku felt his end coming and cummed on Momo and Jairu's face while Shoka sprayed on Izuku's face. Neo got up from Izuku so he could move. Shoka, sorry about that Zuzu. Izuku, it's fine my icy hot queen. Shoka, now it's my and Neo's turn to pleasure you. Shoka and Neo went to Izuku's PP and started to give him a BLWJB while Kyoko and Momo were making out with each other. Izuku saw that and turned him on really well. Izuku, Shoka. This feels so good. How are you this good? Shoka, we've done some practicing with a popsicle and banana. Izuku, this is so good. I'm gonna come. Neo, go ahead and come on us, babe. Izuku released his cum on Shoka and Neo's faces as they liked and tasted his love nectar. Shoka, not too bitter. Now for the main event. Shoka laid down and got into a missionary style as Izuku aligned his PP with her pages. Izuku, Shoka, just so you know, we won't be a virgin anymore. Shoka, I know Zuzu. I'm glad that I'm losing my virginity to you instead of anyone else. Izuku inserts his PP into Shoka's PP, which caused her to flinch a bit and loudly because her hymen broke. Izuku, I didn't mean to hurt you, Shoka. Shoka, it's fine Zuzu. It only hurts just a bit. This is what I wish for Zuzu. Shoka kissed Izuku on the lips. Shoka, you can move now Zuzu. Izuku, okay. Izuku begins to move to while Neo gropes Shoka's B. Shoka, yes. Right there's Zuzu. Faster. Izuku did what he was told and went faster and move his into her. 𝗧𝗵𝗃𝗀𝗧𝗔𝗍 and Izuku was pulling her hair. To say the least, Shouka was in paradise. She cummed a few times but Izuku was still pounding her. They then switched positions with her on top and Izuku at the bottom. She was riding Izuku cowgirl style. He then feels his end approaching. Izuku, Shouka, I'm gonna come. Shouka, come inside me Zuzu. Izuku, what if get you 𝗵𝗃𝗀𝗀𝗃? Shouka, don't worry babe. We took 𝗵𝗃𝗧𝗟𝗘 pills. Izuku, okay. Here I come. Izuku cummed inside her and she loved it. Shouka, huff so huff much. Huff let me rest Zuzu. Izuku, okay hun. Izuku laid her down on the bed so she could rest. Neo then jumped on Izuku and aligned her PP with his pages. Izuku, really Neo? Are you really this eager to do it? Neo, of course I am. You're my boyfriend. Accepted me for who I am. Here I go. Neo inserted Izuku's PP into her PP and really loud and flinched a bit because she took the whole thing in and it broke her hymen. They kissed while they were waiting for Neo to adjust. After a few minutes, Neo started to go up and down Izuku's pages. While this was happening, Momo put her PP on Izuku's face while Kyoka was liking Izuku's PP, to which that gave Izuku more pleasure. Izuku started to lick Momo's PP, which caused her to from the pleasure she was receiving. Momo, oh my god Zuzu. This feels so good. Izuku continued to lick Momo's PP while Neo continued to bounce on Izuku's pages. He then felt his end approaching. He tapped on Momo so she could get off of him. Izuku, Neo. I'm gonna come. Neo, inside sweetheart. I want it all. All of a sudden, Izuku grabbed Neo by the neck and brought her to him. He went faster inside her until he released his seed inside her. Neo, huff that was so huff good Izuku-kun. Let me rest. Neo got off of him and laid next to Shouka. Kyoka then kissed him and aligned her PP with his pages. Kyoka, you better not hold back on me Izu. Izuku, I won't. Kyoka then inserted her PP into his PP and a bit and flinched a bit because her hymen broke. Kyoka, my goodness Izu. You're so big. Izuku, good god Kyoka. You're really tight. Kyoka, it's because the way I am Zuzu. Momo, hey Zuzu. How about we both pleasure her? Kyoka and Izuku looks at Momo and she has a strap on. Izuku, I don't see why not. To Kyoka you have any objections? Kyoka, as long as you come inside my PP, I have no objections. Izuku, you heard her, 𝗬𝗲𝗄. Grabs her butt and spreads it out for Momo do it. Momo inserted her strap-on inside Kyoka. She really loud. Kyoka, my god. 2 PP inside me. This feels so good. Momo and Izuku kept pleasuring Kyoka until they SWH positions where Izuku was pounding her butt and Momo was pounding her pages. He then grabbed her ear jacks and pulled her towards him. Kyoka, yes. Pull my ear jacks daddy make me your M. She didn't finish her sentence because Momo started to make out with Kyoka. Eventually, Izuku felt his end approaching. Izuku, Jiru, I'm gonna come. Kyoka, come inside me Izu. Make me your cum dumpster. Izuku and Momo continued to P&D her until he came inside her. She felt Izuku's hot love nectar inside her and leaking out of her. Kyoka, you cummed so much. Please let me rest a bit. Izuku put her on the bed so she could rest. Momo, it's just you and me Zuzu. Momo started to stoke Izuku's pages. Izuku, prepare yourself. Momo got into position and opened her pages. Momo, don't hold back on me now, Zuzu. Izuku, I won't. Izuku inserted his PP into her PP, to which caused her to because her hymen broke. They waited a few minutes until Momo gave Izuku the green light to go ahead. Izuku started to P&D Momo's PP, that which caused her to even louder. He then got a creative idea. He got the strap-on she was using when they were pleasuring Jiru. He inserted it inside her but as he was P&D her pages. They then switched positions as Izuku was pounding her butt and kicking her BT while the DLD was in her pages. Momo, yes. Faster. Izuku did what he was told and continued. They then switched positions again and Izuku pinned her on the wall and continued pounding her PP until he felt his end coming. Izuku, Momo, I'm gonna come. Momo, is inside. Come inside me. Momo crossed her legs behind Izuku as he cummed inside her. Momo, huff that huff was huff good. Izuku, I'm glad you for love it. End of lemon. The next morning Izuku was the first to get up but felt pair of arms around him. He saw his 4 girlfriends passed out and asleep after their love session last night. Izuku, in mind man. I'm lucky to have them. Izuku teleports himself to the bathroom and took a shower and put some clothes on to get some ingredients to cook breakfast. Mini time skip. Izuku made it back home and got started on cooking breakfast. When he got done cooking, he saw his 4 girlfriends already at the table, but they were wearing some unusual clothes. All of them were in shorts, but 𝗵𝗃 and 𝗧𝗏𝗃 were wearing one of Izuku's long-sleeve shirt. 𝗳𝗏𝗃 had a shirt on that says rock. Momo had a regular shirt on. Imagine 𝗧𝗏𝗃 not having the scar on her left side and still thick like 𝗵𝗃 at the top. Izuku, morning girls. Girls, morning Izu/Suzu. Izuku, breakfast is ready. The girls went to the kitchen to fix their plates. While heading to the kitchen, the girls kissed Izuku with 𝗧𝗏𝗃 staying behind. Izuku, thanks, honey. I needed that. 𝗧𝗏𝗃, we love you Zuzu. No matter what happens, we'll be there for you. Izuku kissed her on her forehead before she kissed him on the lips. Days later Izuku was in the training/simulation room doing his training until 𝗧𝗏𝗃 got on the speaker. 𝗧𝗏𝗃, Zuzu-chan. The letters for you. They're here. Izuku, alright. I'm on my way. Izuku teleported to where 𝗧𝗏𝗃 and 𝗵𝗃 were. They opened the letters and it revealed a holodisc to which was playing Nizu, Izuku Barnes, 𝗧𝗏𝗃 Todoroki, and 𝗵𝗃. It is I, Principal Nizu. I'm here to tell you 3 your results. For 𝗵𝗃, you did an excellent job in the recommendation exams. A perfect score on the test as well as the race to the finish. For 𝗧𝗏𝗃 Todoroki, you did an excellent job on the written test and for your practical exam, you scored 300 points and an additional 80 for rescue points. As for Izuku Barnes, you did an excellent job on the written test and for your practical exam, you scored 500 points and an additional 100 in rescue points. Congrats you 3. You'll be in Class 1A. I'm looking forward to seeing you 3. The holodisc stopped playing while the 3 smiled knowing that they'll be in UA. Q opening. The trio are currently getting dressed because today is the first day at UA and they want to make a first impression. Izuku is the first one to get done and was waiting for his 2 girlfriends to finish getting dressed up. Eventually, 𝗵𝗃 and 𝗧𝗏𝗃 got dressed and Izuku saw and stared at them because they look really cute in their uniforms. Imagine 𝗵𝗃 with you. A uniform minus the scar on the left side. 𝗧𝗏𝗃, Zuzu-chan. You're staring. Izuku, sorry girls. I'm just admiring your beauty. 𝗵𝗃 gets in a CC pose you like. Izuku, you better be glad we have school today, otherwise I'll make you 2 scream again. 𝗵𝗃 and 𝗧𝗏𝗃 started to blush. 𝗧𝗏𝗃/𝗵𝗃, Zuzu/Izu. Izuku, what? 𝗵𝗃 started it. 𝗵𝗃, let's just get to school. Izuku, okay. Time skip to the front of Class 1A. 𝗵𝗃 Izuku playing guitar for 𝗵𝗃. The trio made it to the front of Class 1A door and saw how big the door was. 𝗵𝗃, this door is huge. 𝗧𝗏𝗃, probably because if someone has a mutation or giant quirk. Izuku, let's just go inside. The trio went inside and saw Momo and 𝗃𝗃. Izuku, hey Yamamoto and Gyru-san. Momo/Gyru, hey Zuzu/Izu, 𝗵𝗃, and 𝗧𝗏𝗃. Izuku, how are you girls? Momo, we're fine honey. How did you on the entrance exam? Izuku, I did fine. All of a sudden, Izuku's eyes were covered. Guess who? Izuku, let's see. I know that voice and feels the hands of the person that was covering his eyes. Her hands feel soft. I guess it's Yang Xiaolong. You guessed right. Izuku, I guess you and your friends made it to 1A. Yang, we sure did. I still want to thank you for saving me back there. Izuku, hey. I didn't want anyone getting hurt. Spirit awareness kicks in. We should be getting to our seats. Our teacher is coming in. A/N. Spirit is an element. Yang, I don't see a teacher any dash. If you're here to make friends, I suggest you pack your things and leave. The group looked down and saw the teacher. Many were wondering if he was the teacher, while others freaked out because they thought it was a mutated caterpillar. The human caterpillar bloomed out of his sleeping bag and showed a guy in his 30s that needs sleep and a shave. 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏, I'm 𝗧𝗲𝗧𝗏. I'm your homeroom teacher. I know this is sudden but grabs you. A gym uniform, put these on and meet me outside. Class 1B will be with us. Gravity girl, what about orientation? 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏, in here, we have free reign on how we run our class. Izuku, if I were any of you, I would get moving right now or he'll expel you right here and now. So chop chop. Izuku teleported to the boys' locker room while the others raced to the boys' locker room. Boys' locker room. In the boys' locker room, Izuku was changing into the PE uniform until he was approached by a red-hair guy with shark-like teeth. Whoa bro! How did you get so buff? By the way, my name is 𝗲𝗄𝗃. Izuku, nice to meet you 𝗃. I went through intense training with my quirks. 𝗃, that's manly bro. I also love your tattoo man. Izuku, thanks. This is the tattoo Izuku has on his right arm. Blue hair, tattoos are prohibited in the hero business. I suggest you go home and remove it. Izuku, listen here Sonic wannabe. Principal Nizu allowed me to have this and it's not hurting anyone in particular. Blue hair, you could get expelled for that. Izuku, I don't think you understand what I said to you. Principal. Allowed. If you want to be a pain in the butt, you should be the one to leave. Izuku got done putting on his uniform and was the first to arrive on the field. 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏, you're the first one in my class to arrive, nephew. Izuku, of course. I have to impress you. Then Shoka, Momo, Neo, and Kyoka showed up as well. 𝗬𝗏𝗵𝗃, we're here. 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏, as expected out of you four. Izuku, sir. 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏, what is it? Izuku, it's them. I can sense them. 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏, I know, but go all out in the test. Izuku, alright. Just then the rest of 1A showed up. 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏, about time you've shown up. Next time, I won't be merciful. Ignorance guy from 1B will show you that 1B is superior than all of. He didn't finish his sentence because a girl with orange hair neck chopped him. Orange hair, I'm sorry about him. He has a superiority complex. Izuku Shoken Neo, in mind not surprising. 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏, besides that, it's time to do your quirk assessments. Barnes, since you've scored the highest in the entrance exam, you'll be the first one to lead the softball throw. Izuku just shrugged and walked inside the circle. 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏, here, you can use your quirk to your disposal and however you want, but don't move out of the circle. Izuku, can we go all out? 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏, yes. Shoka Neo Momo Kyoka, in mind oh. 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏 gave Izuku the softball and whispered in his ear. 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏, whispers show them what you're made of. Izuku nodded and started to wrap the ball in an earth element so he could hit it. Before he was about to hit it, he turned around and told Shoka this. Izuku, Shoka, create an ice wall real quick. Shoka, hi. Shoka created the ice wall in front of everyone, to which most people were confused until Shoka told them this. Shoka, when Mr. 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏 said that we can go all out, Barnes knows how to really go all out. Izumi, Shoto, and Katsumi were now thinking of one thing. I/S/K. In mind, how strong are you, Izuku? Izuku summoned Shao Kahn's Wrath Hammer and wrapped the hammer into different elements. He then swung the hammer to the ball and the ball went really far, as well as creating a sonic boom and crater where Izuku was. 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏, here at UA. We test and push all of you to the limit. 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏 shows them Izuku's score and he got infinity. Everyone, infinity. Izuku, in mind hee. Guess I should have held back a little bit, but he did say to go all out. Pink girl, we get to use our quirks here. This looks fun. Izuku, Shoka, Neo, Momo, and Kyoka looked at the pink girl. Izuku, you half-wit. Did you just realize what you've done? Pink girl, what? All I said is that this is going to be fun. Shoka, you've doomed us all. 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏, smirks fun you say. How about this? The two people who placed last will be expelled from you. And unfit to be a hero. How's that? Izumi, that's not fair. It's the first day of school. You can't do the Izuku, shut up Yagi. You wouldn't know fair if it hit you on the head. Everyone turned their attention to Izuku. Izuku, You think this hero stuff is nothing more but fun and games to you. I can tell you that it's not. Natural disasters, robbery, discrimination, and more. I've seen and experienced it myself at a young age. Dealing with neglect and bullying towards me until my quirks came. In this world, heroes are supposed to help others and be good role models. If you're here only for the fame, glory, power, and bragging right, you might as well pack your things and get out. The circus can take more clowns. That really stunned everyone except for Izuku, Neo, Shoka, Momo, and Kyoka. Izuku, couldn't say it any better myself. Now get going. I'm only focusing on Izuku. First test 50-meter dash. Izuku was paired up with his former sister, Izumi. Izumi tried to talk to him, but he gave her the middle finger. He got 5 seconds while Izumi got 2 seconds. ND test, grip strength. Izuku broke the machine. Everyone was wondering if Izuku was human. RD test, sandbox jump cleared it. TH test, repeated side steps was told to stop. TH test, ball throw sat out because he went first. TH test, high jump cleared it. TH test, long distance run was told to stop. TH test, push-ups and sit-ups was told to stop because he reached Izuku. Alright, I'm going to calculate your scores. Give me a minute. While they were waiting, Izuku uses his earthbending to bring All Might and Telepath out in the open. Everyone except for Izuku, Neo, Shoka, Momo, Kyoka, Ruby, Weiss, Blake, Yang, Izumi, Shoto, and Katsumi saw All Might and Telepath and were excited to see them, but they wanted to see their son because they just wanted him back in their lives. Eventually, Izuku was done calculating the scores and revealed that Izuku got first place in 1A and Toru got last place in 1A. 1B had Izumi in first place and Bondo in last place. Toru and Bondo were upset that they were going to be expelled until Izuku had this plot twist. Izuku, by the way, no one is getting expelled. It was a ruse for all of you to give it to you all. Everyone except for Izuku, Shoka, Neo, Momo, Itsuka, and Kyoka. What? Izuku, just because he didn't expel anyone, doesn't mean that everyone is off the hook. He managed to expel an entire class 1 year, so be on your toes. Izuku. Anyways, head back to the classroom. The syllabus is on the desk. Everyone was heading back to the locker room to change back into uniform. Izuku was about to go until he felt a hand on his shoulder. He turned around and saw that it was his former mother. Izuku, what do you want? Inko, son, we need to talk. Izuku slaps Inko's hand. There's nothing we need to talk about. I made it clear that I don't want to deal with any of you. Now leave me alone. We do have to talk. It's about your quirks. Where did you get them? Izuku, that's for me to know and you to never found out, and in case you're about to make assumptions, I didn't get them from your archenemy. Surprised, how do you know that? Izuku smirks. I have my ways. If you excuse me, I have to change back. Izuku teleported to the boys' locker room, leaving Inko, and Izuku. Izuku, this is what happens when you two decide to neglect your son, all because he doesn't have a quirk. Inko, Izuku, please help us get our son to come home. Izuku, he is home. He's with people that love and care about instead of being with you three. I suggest you and your family leave him alone and let him live his life. Inko, at least allow him to redeem ourselves. Izuku, he told me that you and All Might are beyond redemption. Activates his quirk. If you two do anything that hurts my nephew, I'll make sure that I make your lives hell. Understood. All Might and Inko nodded. Izuku deactivates his quirk. Good. Izuku walked away, leaving and Inko by themselves. Inko was in tears because her son refused to give her a chance to redeem herself. All Might was said that his son won't give them a chance, but also know the secrets of OFA and AFO. In mind, this is the thanks we get for raising you. You will be telling me everything as well as coming back to this family one way or another. Third-person POV. The next day at school, it was nothing more but boring because it was nearly like middle school. For Izuku, it was a bit annoying for him because his old life tried to talk to him or convince him to come back, but he just straight up ignores them. Katsuki went to Izuku and demanded him to drop out of the hero school and break up with the girls or he'll kill him, but Izuku pulled out his phone and was recording what he said and sent it to Nizu. Katsuki was about to use his quirk on Izuku, but was wrapped in Izuku's special cloth and was dragged to the principal office. To say the least, he was given detention for a month and was told to write Izuku an apology as well as a 10-page paper on using quirks illegally. Katsuki wasn't pleased with this. Many times skipped to heroics, everyone except for Izuku, Neo, Shoka, Momo, and Kyoka was wondering as to who was doing heroics for today until they heard All Might's voice. Izuku was unamused by this. We're coming through the door like a normal person. Number 2, honey. That's not how normal people come in. Izuku, in mind great. Just great. The deadbeat parents are here. Shoka grabbed Izuku's face and pecked him on the lips. Shoka, calm down honey. Let's just get through this class. Izuku, sigh all right. The door opened to reveal All Might and Telepath. Everyone except for Izuku, Shoka, Neo, Momo, Kyoka, Ruby, Weiss, Blake, and Yang was excited to see All Might and Telepath. They told the class that they'll be meeting with 1B for battle training. Each student grabbed their suitcase and head to the locker room to change. Izuku grabbed his suitcase and was about to leave until Inko grabbed his shoulder. Inko, please Izuku. Can we just talk? Izuku, there's nothing to talk about. I still respect you like the fake heroes that you are, but me coming back to you guys, I'll pass. Now leave me alone. Mini time skip. Also, Team STRQ and Gran Torino are helping with heroics class and keeping an eye on All Might and Telepath. All Might, all of you look very heroic for today. Summer, don't think that you dress heroically means that you know how to be a hero. Ida, wait a minute. Where's Barnes? Right here. Everyone turned around and saw Izuku in street clothes. Blake, I'm Barnes. Where's your hero costume? Izuku, hold on. Izuku pressed a button on his watch and nanomachines spread through his body and form his hero costume. The goggles and mask replaced the helmet. Ruby, fangirling oh my god. Your Hiraka's to so amazing. 𝗳𝗵𝗃, she was cut off by Yang karate chopping her half-sister on the head. Yang, Ruby, calm down. To Izuku, sorry about her, Barnes. Izuku, it's fine. Coco, looking good, Barnes. Pull down the shades, looking really good. Izuku, thanks, Ms. Adele. Gran Torino, now that Mr. Barnes is here, we can begin. Gran Torino explained to Class 1A and 1B as to what they were doing and how the teams were split up. Due to the fact that it was 48 people, the teams were divided into 12 groups of 4 people. A/N. In Class 1A, there are 25 people and in Class 1B, there are 23 people. Ida, sir. How will working with random people help? Izuku, think about it, Ida. Many times, heroes have to work together on the spot. Plus, it'll help us get acquainted with 1B Nida. I see what you mean. Bows forgive me, sirs and ma'ams. Crow, it's no problem, kid. All Might, now let's see who will battle first. All Might pulled a white and black ball and it shows Team A on the white ball and Team D on the black ball. Team D are the villains and Team A are the heroes. Team A, Izuku, Itsuka, Neo, and Shoka. Team D, Izumi, Shoto, Katsumi, and Ida with the villains. Ida went over to the fake weapon and gave it a tap. Ida, deep. The bomb is fake alright. What's the plan? Katsumi, the plan is simple. We're battling them and you stay on guard. Ida, wait, what? Maybe at least have one of you to stay here and help me in case I need backup. The 3 ignored him and left. Katsumi, in mind once I get rid of those wares, there will be no one standing in my way of getting to my icon. Izumi, in mind Oni-chan. I'm going to save you so you could be with the people who love you. Shoto, in mind Izuku. Shoka, I'll redeem myself for the better. Meanwhile with the heroes, Izuku, alright. Here's the plan. Knowing Katsumi, she would probably target either Shoka or Neo for personal reasons. Neo, I'll handle Ms. on her PRD. Itsuka, that'll leave Shoto, Izumi, and Ida. I know Shoto has the same quirk as you, Shoka, but you seem to have more control of it than him. Shoka, I'll handle Shoto. Izuku, Izumi is mine. Itsuka, that'll lead me with Ida and I know that it has to do with his feet. I need to be careful. Izuku, there's nothing to worry about, Kendo. We got this. AM, hero team can enter the building. The four entered the building and Izuku uses his spiritual awareness and sensed that 𝗧𝗵𝗲 is on the second floor, 𝗧𝗱𝗪 is on the third floor, 𝗧𝗵𝗲 is on the fourth floor, and 𝗳𝗏 is on the fifth floor. Izuku, so they decide to split up? Interesting. Itsuka, you know where each one is at. Izuku, yep. Come on. The four raced to the staircase and made it to the second floor and saw 𝗧𝗱𝗪. Shoka, you three go ahead. I'll handle him. 𝗧𝗱𝗪 used his ice side to trap them, but Shoka uses her fire side and shot fire towards the ice. When the elements collide, it created a mist. It was a perfect opportunity for the three to go. With Izuku, Neo, and Itsuka, the trio made it to the third floor and Izuki sensed 𝗧𝗵𝗲 hiding. Izuku, you can come on out now, 𝗧𝗵𝗲. 𝗧𝗵𝗲 came out and tried to attack, but was met with a foot to the face by Neo. Neo, you two go ahead. She's mine. 𝗧𝗵𝗲 got up and saw Neo with her umbrella ready. This is Neo's umbrella. The colors are the same as her umbrella from RWY. Also, it still has the hook handle and hidden blade. 𝗧𝗵𝗲, you and Icy Hot took my man and I'm getting him back from you skanks. Neo, beat me please. We've already taken all his first and he hates you. Killing me and his girlfriends will only have him hate you more. 𝗧𝗵𝗲, I'll kill you BD. Izuku and Itsuka ran towards the steps while Neo kept 𝗧𝗵𝗲 distracted. With Izuku and Itsuka, the two made it to the fourth floor and saw Izumi with some projectiles. She threw them at Izuku and Itsuka, but Izuku created an ice wall to protect them. Izuku, Itsuka. Go ahead. I'll handle her. Itsuka, okay. Itsuka. Left and proceed to head to the fifth floor while Izuku battle against his former sister. Izumi, come on Oni-chan. Can you please give us a chance to fix this? Izuku, no. You brought this on yourselves, Yagi. Creates a 3-section staff enough talk. Let's get this over with and show me your motivation. Izumi tried to go to hug Izuku, but he wasn't having any of it and start to do some combos on her and end it with a kick. With Shoto and Shoka, Shoka continued to dodge and use her fire side against Shoto's ice side. She manages to close the gap and CQC Shoto down and tie him down. Shoka, 1 down, 3 to go. She begins to walk away but was stopped when Shoto began to talk. Shoto, Shoka, I know you hate me and everything, but I want to say that I'm glad to see you happy. I'll do my best to redeem myself not only for you but for Barnes as well. Shoka turned around and faced him. Shoka, I'm sorry Shoto. I can't forgive you instantly, you need to show us instead of an apology. Shoka continued to walk and went on the radio. Shoka, on the radio Shoto is down. With Neo and 𝗧𝗵𝗲, 𝗧𝗵𝗲 was huffing and puffing and struggling to get up because of her battle against Neo. No matter what she does, Neo can found a counter to it and Neo's quirk only makes it more difficult for her to attack. Neo, on the other hand, had no trouble with her because she was trained by the best as well as knowing how to push her buttons. Neo, what's wrong? I thought you were supposed to be strong. 𝗧𝗵𝗲 was said and saw that her gauntlets were ready. She smirked knowing that she could turn the tide. 𝗧𝗵𝗲, they're ready. Neo knew what she meant by that because Izuku told her about 𝗧𝗵𝗲 and Katsuki's quirk. 𝗧𝗵𝗲 pointed one of her gauntlets to Neo and had her finger on the pin. 𝗧𝗵𝗲, you should know how my quirk works. In the observation room, Summer got on the microphone because All Might and Telepath aren't doing anything. Summer, young lady, don't you dare pull that pin. If you do that it'll kill her. Back to the battle 𝗧𝗵𝗲, I could care less if she lives or dies. She'll know not to make a fool out of me. 𝗧𝗵𝗲 pulls the pin and the explosion came towards Neo. She opened her umbrella and deflected the explosion. Smoke filled the room and Neo used it as the opportunity to deliver several hits on 𝗧𝗵𝗲 before knocking her out and tie her up. She then decides to hide 𝗧𝗵𝗲 in a room and use her quirk to disguise herself as 𝗧𝗵𝗲. She then went on the radio. Neo, on the radio 𝗧𝗵𝗲 is down. With Izuku and Izumi wasn't able to get up after Izuku gave her a beatdown. Izuku used BLD bending and stopped Izumi in her tracks. A/N, due to the fact that the human body is made of water. He then created a clone to tie her down. Izuku, all that training you did with AM and Telepath and this is what you can do. I'm not amazed, Yagi. On the radio, Yagi is down. With 𝗧𝗂𝗧𝗏 and 𝗧𝗏 manages to blend into the shadows and was close to touching the bomb until she heard the door opened. She hid and saw Katsumi and was confused because Neo said that she took down Katsumi. Fake Katsumi, hey 4 eyes. 𝗧𝗵𝗃𝗲. I heard an explosion. What did you do? Fake Katsumi, don't worry about it. We still have to deal with Shoka, Barnes, and 𝗧𝗂𝗧. I'll watch the bomb. Izumi needs help against Barnes. Okay. Walked past the fake Katsumi as she brought out her umbrella. Fake Katsumi, by the way you should know your teammates well. Turned around and saw the fake Katsumi with an umbrella, but had little time to react because the fake Katsumi stunned and he was on the ground. Katsumi. Glass rose up to reveal Neo. Neo. I should have known. Hero team wins. The two looked and saw 𝗧𝗂𝗧𝗏 touching the bomb. 𝗧𝗂𝗧𝗏, I gotta say Torchwick, I thought 𝗵𝗃𝗲 beat you. Neo, she tried but failed. Just then, Shoka and Izuku showed up and saw Neo and 𝗧𝗂𝗧𝗏, along with Izuku, I guess you guys already took care of everything. Neo, the teams then went back to the observation room with many people telling them that they did a good job. Many times skip it was the end of the day and the 5 were walking together and heading back to Barnes' house for the day. Izuku, man, that was a crazy day. Shoka, you said it Izu. Neo, I'm just glad that I fought the girl that broke my Zuzu's heart. She was all bark. Momo, mine and Jiraiya's match was pretty easy thanks to your training. Izuku, Shoka, hey Izu. Izuku, Shoka. My brother told me that he was going to redeem himself not only for me but for you. Are you going to forgive him? Izuku, he needs to show that he's sorry for his actions. I might consider forgiving him if he shows it instead of forcing it like my former sister and family. But let's go and get something to eat. The Fohai. Third-person POV. The next day at school, everyone in 1A was talking among each other until Izuku sensed the sensei was here. Izuku, guys, our teacher is here. Everyone got quiet and went to their seats. The door opened to reveal Mr. Aizawa. Aizawa, all of you are getting better. I like that. I've reviewed what you did in battle training and a few of you need to do some improvement. Besides that, today all of you will be doing something important. The class minus Izuku, Shoka, Momo, Neo, and Jiraiya. In mind, oh no. Not another test. Aizawa, you'll be selecting who will be your president and vice president. You have until the end of the PRD to decide. A few minutes later Aizawa, alright, your next president and vice president will be Izuku Barnes and Momo Yaoyorozu. Will you two please come to the front? The two did as they were told. Izuku, I didn't know how this happened, but as your president, I'll do my best to represent us. Kirishima, I'm okay with this. Tsu, I agree. Many time skip right now we see Izuku and his girls, along with Uraraka, Ruby, Blake, Weiss, Yang, and Kirishima in the lunch area just sitting and enjoying each other company. Mind if I sit here? The group turned around and it was Kendo. Izuku, we don't mind. Have a seat. Kendo took her seat and started to talk with the group. Izuku, man, this is the best katsudon. It could even give me a run for my money with cooking. The girls minus Shoka, Neo, Momo, and Jiraiya, you can cook. Izuku, I learned to cook for myself at the age of 6. Consider what my parents neglected me for my sister. Ochako, what do you mean by that? Izuku explained to them about his childhood to Uraraka, Itsuka Ruby, Blake, Weiss, Yang, and Kirishima and how he found his actual father and everything. Everyone was shocked to hear what Izuku have to go through. Kirishima, man, that's unmanly out of them bro. I agree with Kirishima. Why haven't the Bakugo twins, Shoto, and Izumi expelled yet? Izuku, because Nizu decide to give them a chance to redeem themselves, but so far the only one who has a chance for redemption and forgiveness from me is Shoto. Katsuki already lost his chance. All Might and Telepath, they're beyond redemption because they should know what's right and wrong. Izumi and Katsumi are on thin ice for me to think about forgiving them. I see. Kirishima, if you need anything bro, I'm there for you. Same here. The girls, same goes with us. Izuku, Thanks, everyone. Level 3 security breach. Izuku and his group heard that and everyone started to panic. Everyone was pushing and shoving each other trying to leave. Izuku saw outside the window that it was the press, but he felt an evil spirit. Energy. Within UA. He first have to calm down everyone and then investigate on the issue at hand. He then had an idea and went to Momo and asked her to create a microphone, to which she did. He then used his wind power to float himself up in the air. Izuku, 𝗧𝗵𝗲. Everyone stopped and saw Izuku up in the air. Izuku, everyone calm down. It's just the media wanting to interview 𝗲𝗵𝗃𝗍𝗄. Look out the window. Everyone saw the media trying to get in and just went back to their business in a calm way. Izuku then got down and went to the scene of the accident. He saw that the gate was destroyed. Izuku, in mind it wasn't some random attack. It was planned. I wonder if the intruder is still here. Izuku used his spirit awareness and couldn't find the intruder at all. Izuku, in mind they left already, but it seemed whoever did this must have a quirk that allows them to touch an object and it turns into dust. Interesting, but I have a bad feeling about this. Mr. Barnes, what are you doing here? Izuku turned around and saw Ms. Rose. Izuku, sorry Ms. Rose. I was investigating the scene of the crime. I need to talk Principal Nizu about what I've found. Summer, okay. We'll take it from here. Izuku, okay. Izuku passed through Ms. Rose and head to the principal office in order to give him the information he found out. Many times skip Izuku made it to the principal office and knocked on the door. Nizu, you may come in. Izuku opened the door and let himself in. Nizu, hey nephew. What can I do for you? Izuku, Uncle Nizu. I'm here to tell you about today's incident. Nizu, you don't have to worry about punishment, nephew. The second and third years, on the other hand, will face some consequences due to the fact they should know what to do. Izuku, it's not about that. It's about something else. I think the whole thing was planned out. Nizu, care to explain? Izuku, I used my spirit awareness and sensed evil spirit energy when the media came through. They already left after everything was settled. Apparently, our culprit has some type of quirk that allows him or her to turn anything they touch into dust. Nizu, I see. Izuku, is there any events that's happening tomorrow? Nizu, well, your class in Class 1B will be heading to USJ tomorrow. Izuku, pro hero wise. Nizu, Izawa, Vlad King, Team SRQ, Gran Torino, and your former friends, but seeing that All Might try to do something heroic, his time limit will be up. Izuku, is it possible to get any other pro heroes for help? Nizu, I could get Miruko, Endeavor, and Blizzard to come to USJ. What about the Avengers? Izuku, I'll get in contact with them and tell them the situation. Nizu, okay. Izuku, also, if you need more security, I'll ask Uncle Tony and Fury about it. Nizu, thanks nephew for the information. Izuku, no problem. Mini time skip. Also, stop the music. Izuku and his girlfriends are currently walking out of UA and we're thinking about tomorrow with them going to USJ. Izuku was lost in thought about tomorrow until a little girl who had raggedy clothes and her arms were in bandages went to him and hugged him. Izuku, are you okay, little one? Eri, scared, help me. Izuku knew that the girl was scared, and then he felt an evil spirit energy coming from the alley. Eri, you know it's not nice to run away. The person revealed himself to be a man in a coat with a bird plague-like mask and gloves. Izuku, in mind Kai Chisaki, 𝗧𝗵𝗃𝗍𝗄. Leader of the 8 precepts of death. I know he's bad news. He must have done something to her considering her being bandaged. I have to play along. Talking, you must be her father. 𝗧𝗵𝗃𝗍𝗄, I am. You must excuse my daughter. She has the nerve to run off on her own. To Eri, let's go Eri. Eri refused to let go of Izuku. Eri, scared, please don't leave me. 𝗧𝗵𝗃𝗍𝗄, Eri, you're being a bad little girl. You know what happens to people you come in contact with, do you? He was about to remove his glove, but then Izuku threw a rose and it pierced through 𝗧𝗵𝗃𝗍𝗄's hand. 𝗧𝗵𝗃𝗍𝗄 was holding his hand in pain. Izuku, you can stop your bullshit, 𝗧𝗵𝗃𝗍𝗄. I know you're lying. 𝗧𝗵𝗃𝗍's eyes widened as Izuku knew who he was. 𝗧𝗵𝗃𝗍𝗄, so you know my real identity. It won't help you. He removed the rose from his hand and removed glove and touched his hand that were injured and the hole was gone. Overhaul, you 5 should have minded your own business. Now you die. He was about to touch the ground, but was immobilized. Overhaul, what's happening to me? Izuku, I implanted a small seed into your body and manipulated it with the use of my spirit energy. Overhaul, but how? I didn't see you. Then Overhaul realized it. Overhaul, it was that rose that you threw in my hand. You used that as a distraction. Izuku, now you're catching on, but it doesn't matter. Overhaul, what do you mean? Izuku, you're already going to die. Overhaul, wait. I thought heroes are meant to kill villains. Izuku, that's where you're wrong. While most heroes don't want to kill anyone, if it's for the safety of others, and I've seen your record of it, Overhaul. Overhaul, pleading please. Let me go. Have mercy. Izuku, no. Overhaul screamed as stems came out of his body and bloomed into flowers. Izuku, what irony, such beauty sprung from such an ugly soil. To Eri, you don't have to worry about him anymore. Eri, why you mean it? Izuku, I do. Shoka, hey Zuzu. We should call the pro heroes and the Avenger to tell them about Overhaul. Izuku, we should, and I know where the rest of them are. Momo, what are we gonna do with Eri? Izuku, easy. I'll adopt and raise her as my own. Eri, hurry. Are you going to be my father? Izuku, I am, Eri. I promise to make your life the best life possible. Eri started to cry after hearing that. Izuku, are you okay? What's wrong? Eri, these aren't tears of sadness. They're tears of joy. Eri hugged Izuku as the girls looked at the two. S/N/M/K, in mind so cute. Can't wait to spend more time with Eri. The 5 then went to the house and called the principal and the Avengers. Izuku told Principal Nizu to bring a few pro heroes with him. A few minutes later, the Avengers arrived as well as Principal Nizu and some pro heroes. They explained that they ran into Overhaul and rescued Eri from his grasp, as well as Izuku killing Overhaul in a gruesome death. Even though Principal Nizu and the other pro heroes are against killing a villain, they let it slide because Overhaul and his Yakuza group were a pain to the Hero Society. He also told them as to where they were located at so that way they could arrest the other members of the Yakuza group. The pro heroes and Avengers thanked Izuku for the information and told him to watch over Eri. Many times 𝗵𝗃 Izuku making a chibi Eri fly. It was night time and everyone was getting ready for bed. Izuku went to check up on Eri to see how she was doing. Izuku, you okay, Eri? Eri, I'm fine, Papa. Izuku, if you need anything, let me and your 2 momas know, okay? Eri nodded. He was about to leave until she said something. Eri, wait. Izuku stopped and looked at Eri. Izuku, something wrong, Snowflake? Eri, can I sleep with you 3 tonight? Izuku, sure. Picks her up, let's go. The 2 arrived at the bedroom and saw Neo and Shoka already ready for bed. Izuku, you girls don't mind if she sleeps in here tonight, don't you? Neo, not at all. Shoka, nope. Izuku, you hear that, Eri? You can sleep here with us. Eri, okay. The 4 then went to bed with Eri holding on to her savior. Eri, good night, Mamas and Papa. I/N, good night, our snow. Flake. The person POV. Today is the day that Class 1A and 1B will be heading to USJ for hero training. Mr. Aizawa told the students that they have the option to wear their hero costumes or a gym clothes, and they'll be joined by Class 1B and some other heroes as well as the Big 3. Many times skip Class 1A is currently boarding the bus with Izuku giving them instructions. Izuku, you can sit with whoever you want, but don't be so loud. Also, don't embarrass Mr. Aizawa. Ida, Barnes, shouldn't we have assigned seats? Izuku, it's not the type of bus you're used to, Ida. I've looked inside the bus before anyone boarded the bus. Inside the bus, everyone was talking among each other while Izuku was sitting between Shoka and Neo with both of them resting their heads on his shoulder. Like this. Tsu, hey Barnes. Izuku, yes Azui. Tsu, you can call me Tsu. Izuku, very well Tsu. What's up? Tsu, is it true that you're the son of the Winter Soldier? Izuku, indeed I am. He, along with his teammates, trained me, Neo, and Shoka for some years. Kaminari, No way. You were trained by the Avengers. Thor's my favorite hero. Coco, I like Black Widow with her fighting style and fashion wear. Blake, same here. Cammy, Scarlet, which is my personal favorite. Izuku, I'll make sure they stop by and talk to all of you. Kirishima, so manly bro Odger, in mind I might find myself a rival. Ruby, I'm Barnes. Izuku, yes Rose. Ruby, you can call me Ruby. I just want to know how your quirks work. Especially you weapon creation. It looks so cool. Izuku, weapon creation allows me to create weapons from nothing or by shaping the existing matter or energy. I'm capable of creating virtually any weapon and however many I want to make. Depending on what the weapon is made of, it can possess a variety of abilities and be very effective in both offensive and defensive combat. Also, I can combine the weapons with my second quirk as well as merge 2 or 3 weapons to create a new one or create some based from video games. For example, Summons Revolver, I can combine this revolver with Summon Combat Knife with this combat knife. Izuku merges the 2 weapons and became 1 weapon. Ruby, Star-Eyed Amazing. Izuku, not only that, but I can also use my element quirk with it. Depending on which element I use, can have a different effect. Weiss. In mind I wonder if Izuku and Shoka could help me with my glyphs. The bus stopped with Aizawa turning around to his students. Aizawa, alright everyone. We've arrived. Get out and stay quiet. Class 1A got off the bus and was met by a few pro heroes and Class 1B Minoma. Kaki looks like 1B is the first to arrive. This proves that we're better than. He didn't finish his sentence because Kendo chopped his neck. Itsuka, Bose, I'm sorry about him. Izuku, it's not your fault, Kendo. I know he's nothing more, but a JRK unlike the rest of you. It's good to see you again. Itsuka, likewise Barnes. All of a sudden, the female pro hero 13 arrived. Hello everyone. Welcome to you. SJ Izumi and Uraraka were fangirling over 13 because she was their favorite hero. Aizawa, where's All Might? Whispers he went over his limit. Izuku Shoken Neo, in mind dumbass. Explained about what they're going to be doing while over at USJ. During this, Izuku's spirit awareness kicked in and felt multiple evil energy coming from USJ Izuku, in mind just as I thought. We're gonna have company today. He was lost in thought until Ida tapped him on the shoulder. Ida, Barnes, the rest of the class is going in. We need to catch up. Izuku, okay, and Ida, I need you to do something. Ida, what is it? Izuku, I felt some unusual energy coming. When I tell you to go, I need you to sprint back to you. And get Principal Nizu. Ida, why? Izuku, don't ask. Just do. Ida, okay. The 2 boys caught up with the rest of the class as 13 continued to talk. All of a sudden, the lights started to flicker as everyone saw a purple vortex in the middle and saw various villains come out of it. Kirishima, sweet, we have fake villains to punch. Those aren't fake, they're real villains. Aizawa, 13, Tai, Summer, Blizzard and Miruko, protect the kids. Crow, Raven and Endeavor, you're with me. The 4 leap down and start to battle against a few villains. Izuku, Ida. Go now. Ida. Understood. Ida started to run towards the entrance and managed to get outside. Kurogyri, greeting heroes. We are the League of Villains. I hate to do this, but I must separate you all. Katsumi/Kirishima, as if. The 2 lunged towards the villain and attacked him, but it just disperses him, which causes him to scatter some of the students to different places in USJ. In a wooded area we see a portal open to a wooded area and out came Izuku and Neo. They were wondering where they were at. Neo, is everyone else still inside USJ? Izuku uses his spirit awareness and felt everyone's spirit energy around USJ. Izuku, everyone is still inside the building. They were scattered into different areas of USJ. Neo, that's good. All of a sudden, they saw villains surrounding them and a few male villains were having great thoughts with Neo's body and a few female villains were thinking the same thing with Izuku. Izuku summons his 𝗧𝗵𝗃 staff. Looks like we have no choice but to fight. Neo nodded and got her umbrella out as they began to fight against the villains, but little did they know. 2 women were watching them. One had black hair with amber eyes and the other had green hair and red eyes with both having collars on. Imagine them with the collars that Cinder had in her childhood, and Emerald is Izuku and Neo Sage. Emerald, this is our chance, Cinder. Cinder, I know, Emerald. After they're done battling against the villain, we surrender ourselves to the heroes. Let's just hope that they don't attack us.